We're live. That's paint.
Yo. Yo, 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 yo. What's up, creative faces? How y'all feel? Hello up on set for Creative Sound, Creative University. This is a live stream. We are streaming live right now, and we are hitting a interesting topic right now. Today, we've seen a video coming from the house of presonus on their YouTube channel. Indeed. And I felt inclined to go live and discuss the matters with you guys. This is very exciting times right now. We've been only complaining for forever, and we might have an answer to some of us that's been praying, some of us that has a long list that they built over time, and I don't know what to expect. This is very interesting, super interesting. We don't know what's going on, but basically we're talking about Studio 16. For those of you that has no clue, you just tuning in, I recommend you guys to subscribe to the channel and hit thumbs up on this video. I like thumbs up. We got how many people we got watching? 13 people watching. We just talking about what's going on right now. 13 people watching. If everybody can give me a like, I appreciate it. What's up, Jay? You said this is going to be their guitar edition. I don't know all of the details, but I'll roll the video for some of you guys that didn't see the video that presonus dropped on their YouTube channel. So welcome everyone that's joining and tuning in right now. I want to advise everybody to join us on Discord. If you are on Discord, this is where we are, creative.art/Discord. This is the channel where most of us are. We building, you know what I mean? We're building a cult. No, I'm joking. It's a community of like-minded individuals, people who think like you and I. It's a way that I can get to know all of my YouTube friends and family and whoever. I also want to mention that we are streaming on Facebook, Twitch, Twitter as well. And some of you guys that are in different places, various places, I want you guys to join me on Discord. It's a free account. All you gotta do is just join and upload a profile picture, and you should be good to go. Introduce yourself, and you know what I mean? We can talk about stuff like this. You know, we talk about stuff like this all the time, to be honest with you guys. But that's where we are. What's up, Nuno? What's good? What's good? Alias in the building. What's happening? What's happening? So like I say, for those of you who missed the video, this is basically what they posted on their channel not too long ago. That's what we got. That's what we got. What's happening, Two Nickels? What's happening? So based on that, this is my assumption that Studio 16 will be here on September 29th, 2022. This is such an amazing time. What's up, Cedric? What's going on? Likes up on the video. Likes up, likes up. We trying to get these likes up, and also subscribe. If you're new here, please subscribe to the channel, because we're going to be talking about this. Y'all already know. Y'all already know. Y'all already know what's going on. Jersey boy, what up? What's happening, bro? Y'all already know what's going on. So I can't talk specifics with you guys because I don't know specifics. However, Presonus just dropped this video on their channel. Some of you guys seen it, some of you may not. Some of you guys wait for me to say stuff. So here's me saying something. We might be, Studio 16 is hitting the surface. What up, Trap Boy? What's good? On this channel, we do a lot of beat making, live streams, and I'll post videos, short videos here and there with tips and tricks, and that's exactly what I intend on doing when Studio 16 get here. We're not sure what is in the pipeline, but we can only hope for some of the things that we made videos about in the past. We have a long list of things that we would love to see come to Studio One, and for that reason, it is also why I've been dabbling in other DAW platforms such as Bitwig, Ableton Live, from time to time Logic. But in terms of creative, you know, creativity, it's basically a major thing for me to be able to do that inside of a DAW, using those things that are available by default. Like for instance, note effects. I felt like note effects has not been looked at since the first iteration of Studio One. You know, like they bypassed that. Oh, them guys over there, that's not important. We're just gonna update the color scheme, the GUI of Impact. Yeah, they're like that. I mean, it's cool. It's cool. But we more creativity, perhaps, kind of what I was hoping for. So my reason of going to like places like Ableton Live or Bitwig, well, they got this thing called devices. They got modulars in there, and you can go in and make things do different things. That would be considered as note effects in Studio One, where you can go in and present new ideas that you probably could never have came up or never thought of using arpeggiator or chords. You know what I mean? Like a chord presets that just introduce inspiration when you create a new song. But instead we're using things like Scalar, which is made by Loop Masters, and it works great. I love it. I use it all the time. But you know, it would have been great to have that functionality in terms of note effects inside of Studio One. Other things like clip launch, that seems to be something that that is growing. Clip launch community is growing, like quick ways to create beats. So Machine has it. They call it Ideas View. Ableton Live is probably the grandfather of that concept. Bitwig has it. Digital Performer, really? They put that in there, dog? Clip launching, like, I would have never suspected that, but it's in there. It's definitely in there. So, and Logic has a version of clip launching. Like, there's a section where you can just create loops real quick. It was something that they started on their smaller surfaces like GarageBand inside of your iPad or your iPhone or something like that. And then they brought it to Logic. Why would they bring that to Logic? Because they kind of understand how useful that concept is. And so it's in Logic now. Like, that is one way you can create and do things, fast, creating beats fast like that. So I don't know if we are to see that, but again, we had a few streams in the past where we talked about what Fender, the CEO over there at Fender, what he said and his concept behind what he feels like we need. And he was my interpretation from that, reading what he said in his interview, was that he wants to strip Studio One down and make it more simpler. I feel like Studio One right now, as where it stands, it has already been simplified. It's the simple version of any other DAW, well, in comparison to Cubase specifically, because I know that some of the developers came from the Cubase platform, so Studio One may mimic or remind a lot of people of things that Cubase does. So Studio One will be the simplified version. But a lot of us experience that this might be Fender's way of introducing guitar, more optimized platform for people who play guitar. You know what I'm saying? And us in this beat making community was just hoping that the things that we were hoping for is not simple. I'll tell you that. We was hoping for a better sampler engine. Going back to Ableton Live and Bitwig, those sampler engines are way more powerful. You can do way more with it. Impact is real simple. How simple can you get? But who knows? We don't know. Fender Presonus may surprise us. I don't know. What's up, Blaze? So yeah, based on the creativity starts here, I bet you this version for Producers 5 was more for engineers and composers. What's up, Two Nickels in the building. I knew this was you had faith. you was the one praying. Hey, please, Presonus God, bring us Studio 1.6, please. Just if you don't do anything, if I get nothing else for Christmas, bring us Studio 1.6. Bro, you just bought Bitwig? Come on, man. Really? I didn't know that. But I tell you this. I'm gonna tell you this. I actually had a couple people who bought Bitwig, and I know Presonus is watching me live right now, and this is what I'm saying. I don't want to like toot my own horn, but I'm not going to toot my own horn, to be honest with you. There's nothing to toot, to be honest with you. But I was just wanting to be included, you know what I mean, and to some of the concepts and ideas that I felt will be useful in a DAW. After playing with Bitwig and Ableton Live and using Studio One for so long, I have a workflow that seems to be stressful, if that makes sense. It's a stressful workflow that I have because one DAW does this best, the other DAW does that better, and then the other DAW does this that none of the other DAWs can do. And so I'm you know what I mean, I'm moving around, and I feel like if you want your platform to be, and I do realize that there is no best DAW. The best DAW is the DAW that you use and you love, and you do what you can, you know, in that DAW to do everything you want it, and that's the best DAW. So we're not talking about what's better than this. I guess people get into that because, I don't know, people don't really know. They don't understand the concept behind how all of this works. It's not what's better. It's all about your interpretation of what's better. It's better to you because this is what you're into. Like if you want a DAW where it can warp things, and you want a serious sampling engine that can do amazing things, well, you have options. It's not going to be Studio One, I tell you that. You're going to be looking at Reason, because they got that new deal in there. I forget what it's called. Is it Mimic? They got that new deal in there where their sample engine is pretty cool. Then you got Ableton Live. I feel like Ableton Live might have the best warping situation in terms of speed and stuff, and up and down, and half step and cut time, and you know what I mean, like pitching things up very far without it losing its value. You know, you could change the different algorithm of the sampler and still make it sound natural. You know what I mean? You can go like 12 octaves higher or lower, and it still won't, you know, dissipate the quality as much as, per se, something like Studio One. Yeah, Studio One is decent. Their engine is pretty decent, but you know, I feel like the sampling engine is a little bit more powerful in other places. You got Logic Pro, but you need to have a Mac, because Logic is only a Mac-based program. Their sampling engine is pretty dope in there. You know what I mean? There's a lot of options you could play with in terms of that. Studio One is just basic, and that's it. But you may download third-party plugins to do things that you needed to do. But it would be darn cool if there was like a way where the stock stuff would just come up, like Bitwig, you know what I mean, or Ableton, where you could see the waveforms and things dancing up and down. Like that would be cool. But you know, I guess it's not that important, but whatever. Orion, what up? Studio 1.6, let's go. That's what I'm talking about. The Hulk Layer. The Hulk's Layer. What's up? I'm seeing a lot of new faces. Subscribe. I appreciate it. Well, you guys might be already. Thumbs up on the video. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. I appreciate it. Also, like I was saying earlier, you could join us on Discord. Join us on Discord. Creative.art/Discord is where the conversation continues. So when I end this stream, you best believe the conversation will continue here on Discord, because it's just a community full of beat makers and like-minded people. I would love to get to know you over there. So join us over there. I'll say the op. I don't want to try to pronounce your name, but where can I find information on the announcement? You can go to Presonus YouTube channel and watch their video. That's about it. Studio 1.6 is supposed to drop on the 29th, which is next Thursday. So a week from now, that is where you will hear most of what's going on. And according to my schedule, I will be streaming on that day later on in the evening after they did their thing, because I won't be able to stream while they doing this, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be like midday where they're going to stream and talk about what's going on or whatever. But yeah, I mean, there is no extra details on what's going on. That's why we talking about it now. So to be honest with you, you came to the right place. This is probably the most information that you're going to get about Studio One 6, even though I don't have any information, but it's like it's a community talking amongst ourselves, and we just vibe and we chilling, we hanging out, and we just, shooting out what we think, and just, what I'm saying, like building a perspective, You said it seems like Studio One released the new version after the 5 update, the 0.5 update. Yeah. So like, this is what gave it away a little bit, because we kind of been talking about it. When they do the 0.5 updates, there's still a few updates that come after that, bug fixes, because the 0.5 versions are usually a bunch of things that new things that they implemented, and there are some bug fixes that happens along the way, and there might be a couple of things that they're put in there, throughout that time. I don't remember the very last update, but since the last update, it seemed like there were no updates pushed ever, and it's usually not like that. Like that, this has been the longest quiet, deserted vibe from Studio One ever, in my opinion. I'm like, man, we ain't heard nothing, like no like bug fixes or nothing. They just stopped. It's like they no longer support 5.0 because they're working on 6, which is fair. It's definitely fair, but with that time frame being like so deserted, it's like it kind of left users behind a little bit, and I may have something to do with that. I apologize. If you was one of those people who bought Bitwig, I feel like that's still a good investment, because Bitwig is Studio One / Ableton Live, in my opinion. So I don't think you waste any money. I still feel like you will still be able to do and be creative and do different things in there. I'm just suspecting that Studio One 6, I don't want to like sound like the bad guy, but based on the CEO from Fender, I mean, what are we to really expect? Like, what are we really looking at right now? You know what I mean? Like I said, I don't have any details on what's going on, but what are we really looking at? What could we possibly see in 6? Will there be any major changes? It could be, and I'll say this: it could be, because this time around is different. If you think about it, you know what I'm saying? Presonus is now in Fender's hand. It's a different boss ruling right now. You know what I mean? So things could look way different. So, you know what I'm saying? I assume that there's a bigger budget behind this here. There's like, look, we ain't focused on Studio One 5 or any updates right now. All focus go on 6. Where did that focus go? Did it go in cleaning up things and making things more simplified for their guitar players? Or did we really think about how powerful Studio One could be and how it can just like be a massive jaw dropper from every angle? People that use other DAWs in other areas go like, wait, I'm in the middle of a project right now, but this Studio One 6 right here, bro, this is crazy. I think I might need to go ahead and jump ship. We don't know if that's the angle that they're coming. We don't really know. What's up, Bleedo in the building? My old high school buddy. What's happening, bro? Wait, was it high school? Grammar school. I think it was grammar school. Yeah, grade school buddy. What's up, bro? What's happening? The Hawks. It's you that gave me the heads up on 6. Might have they coming soon. I have read TOR. Exactly. The Hawks is from Twitch. What's up? What up? I'm just now noticing the icon. R.A. Huru. Haru. What up? Which Studio One? With Studio One's Drop 6 will we see new Studio One live? I don't know. Or are you telling me that? I don't know if you're asking me that or are you telling me that? I don't know which one it is. Ad West is in the building. What's up? What's up, bro? How you feel? What's happening? Oh, you asking? Okay. I don't know. I'm not too sure about what's going on. I'm not really sure. We just talking it out. We just talking it out. I'll say one thing about personas. They don't really keep me in the loop about a lot of stuff. So I couldn't tell you. Private 2 a.m. in the building. So all I need is from them some type of built-in tape stop function that's simple from 2. Studio One versus app that we will all want. I'm sure Studio One will improve everything that lacks. Let's just hope. Let's just hope. If Fender never bought Presonus, that would be the case, and we would know. We know that there is that's a known fact that there is a it's like a history with Presonus. Every time they do an update, there's always improvement on something that was before, and they introduce something new. Every time they introduce something new, there's always improvement that comes behind that. But this time, it's a little bit more significant because Fender now owns Presonus. And based on their talks, their interview, what's up, Buck? We don't really know. We don't know the vibes right now. So we all in the dark. We all in the dark. What up, Blaze? You said, what if it's 5.6 and it's a big update? Well, bro. I'm not really sure what angle you're coming at when you say that. But if you pay attention to the this here, you see the little thumbnail with my face in the middle. That's a 6. All I did was copy that from their video. So the 6 is coming. You go to their YouTube channel. I'm gonna play the video again for those of you guys that are coming in and has no clue what's going on. Israel, what up? Studio One is the best. I hope they're not going to ruin it. That's what we all hoping for. Studio Dogs in the building. You're the man, brother. You're the reason why I am Studio One gang. That's what's up. That's what's up. All right, let me show this video to you guys. So in case you guys Some people just didn't see the video. Okay, let's analyze something. And Blaze, I'm not trying to be an asshole or anything like that, but you was like, man, what if it's 5.6? I don't think it's 5.6. I think it's 6. Based on the video, I think it's 6.0, bro. But anyway, let's analyze something. I noticed something in there where it says the creativity begins here. Now that could just be a filler, like words just to put that. But when you say creativity, when you use the word creativity, what do you really mean by that? You could be creative by anything, right? Like I learned that being limitations create creativity. Probably, maybe that's the angle. See, it depends on what angle they're coming from. When you are limited, you are the most creative. That's backwards, right? Ain't that? That's backwards. Like if you think about how music was created and where it started, back in the day, there was a lot of limitations. Man, we got so much stuff nowadays, you know what I'm saying? Compared to what they were doing back in the day. And their music back in the day is still the most prominent music it was all here. All built in the mind when we talk about creativity and true talent. You have to have true talent to do what you were doing back in the day. And when you play music from years ago, back when around things, you know what I'm saying? Like the Beatles, you know, back in that era, going way back then. You know what I mean? When music was made back then, it still sounds amazing right now. So is when they say simplify, is that where they going with it when we talk creativity, right? But nowadays it's like when we have more tools and advanced tools, that is where creativity is, because you can do more and stumble across things that just by mistake. A lot of times y'all see me when I do these live streams, I make beats here live on this channel, right? I stumble across a lot of things. I have no idea what it will sound like until I start playing around with knobs and faders and clicking stuff on and off and routing stuff here and see what comes of it. And I stumble across some things that sounds really cool and end up using that and creating a beat on top of mistakes. You know what I'm saying? So we at this moment, we just don't know. We don't really know what's going on. Yeah, exactly. Let's just hope. Emmanuel was in the building. He said you must stop eating meat. Why you say that? But that is a fact, though. Yeah. We talking about Studio 1-6. I don't know where that came from, but yeah, I did stop eating meat. That is a fact. Yeah, I haven't ate meat since 5 years ago. Like I stopped that. He said it's hard. It's a hard drop video. Got you. Man, it's crazy. Like what that video was like 6 seconds, and it's like we all over it, right? We trying to cover the news. We trying to cover it. Can't wait. Studio One is the first dog to make me feel at home. Blaze say, do you think upgrade price will be the same or are they going up? That's a good topic right there. Let's talk about it. Let's talk price. Cause that's definitely that's like, we could talk all day about the great things that we think is happening or not happening. And then when that day comes where we see what's happening, and we can either go one or two ways. You can be like, nah, bro, nah, I'm not upgrading. Oh man, that's fire. I need to grab it. The next question is going to be how much it costs. Let's talk about it. That I also don't know. I also don't know the answer to that one. It's possible, you know. It's if we just think about it in terms of pricing, we have to look at what Fender is doing or has done, and what Presonus has done. We can bring those two factors to the forefront, and we can discuss how we think this will play out. Now, based on the history and what I know so far about Fender and what they've done, I don't know if any of you guys know, but there has definitely been some interesting things that been happening with Fender recently. They fired over 300 people recently in their camp. I don't know what that means. I don't know if they're cleaning up. I don't know if 300 people mean that they trying to save money. I don't know if that meant that 300 people weren't doing a job. I don't know if that means that they cut back on something. I don't know if they trying to protect their asset, like they're just spending way too much money. 300 people is a lot of people to cut, and that's a lot of money you're saving, but that's also a lot of people who's not able to do their jobs, whatever that they were responsible for. That to me means that y'all cut back on something got discontinued, you guys are no longer doing. But I don't know if those 300 people mean that what we are doing or what we have been doing, we no longer want to do because we're going to the next level. Now that we have Studio One on, or Presonus, we want to put our focus towards that and maybe hire people that can handle the next, or maybe perhaps they fired 300 people because they bought Presonus and they're keeping most of those people. So that's like an additional people that they have to pay now. You know what I'm saying? To come up with, I don't know. I'm just talking. But I do know it was a big deal. They cut 300 people. That's Fender. So I don't know what that means in terms of price. If we should see a increase in price, or the price structure being changed, like everything is going subscription model, because right now it's not subscription, but they do have a subscription platform. You know, right before all this happened, they introduced this deal called Sphere, where if you pay a monthly subscription to have Sphere, you have Studio One that's included in there. Then you have all of Presonus sounds and effects and loops and sample packs that they produce in their shop that you now have access to when having a Sphere account, which is a monthly subscription. You also have cloud storage like Dropbox. So if you were paying for Dropbox, now you can do away with Dropbox and use Sphere, their cloud service. And it's pretty cool too. It's set up like SoundCloud, if you know what SoundCloud is. But basically, you can share projects with people, and when you upload files there, people can make comments to the waveform and say, hey, this blah 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 blah, can you do this? Can you do it right here? Can you make changes to this section? And it's like a streamline. It's really cool. It's really cool. It's set up in a way where when you have those discussions with people, when you need to make revisions to a project you just mixed, they don't have to like talk to you, you know, for 5 minutes to explain what they're trying to go for. They can actually make their comments. Okay, right here, when it hits this bar or this part right here, can you bring that vocal up right here? And then you'll see that and go like, okay, no problem. And you have that reference. You go do your thing and re-up. You know what I'm saying? You know, I think that's cool. Stuff like that. But that's fear, right? But there was still always an option to have the perpetual license of Studio One. You can just buy it outright and own it and don't have to have Sphere. So it was like 2 different platforms for those people. And Sphere, I feel like they were more so aiming towards people who couldn't afford to buy Studio One at once. You know what I'm saying? That's what I think it was really geared towards. Or people who bought Studio One 5, who owns it and just want the extra tools and whistles and the bells. How about that? Get you some bells. Come with your whistles. I think, you know, and that was the monthly. That's the monthly deal, or you could pay annually, whatever. So there was a subscription model, but it's not like everything went subscription. You see what I'm saying? It's not like everything. You know, they switched the game, but you know, who knows? I don't know. I don't know what to expect. I don't know what's going on. Gary Smith's in the building. What up, bro? Complete 14. Oh yeah, guys. I have a couple of links in the description of this video, affiliate links that helps me. You know, if anybody interested in Complete 14. Complete 14 dropping on the 27th. Then Studio One drops on the 29th. That's more money. Yeah, man. Yeah, that's that can be rather expensive for some people. Indeed. Samuel, what up, bro? From Facebook. I'm at work, so I missed it. When will it be released? We're looking at the 29th. That's when Studio 16 will be here. Tony Brown, push button producer. What up, bro? So Gary says, keep in mind, Native Instruments fired a lot of hardware people. So maybe Fender is making the software play. Hey man, it's a lot of speculations, and you know, we can only assume what's really going on. You know, but I love it when companies are transparent. When you are transparent about things, that is what makes you trustworthy, and you're looked at as an honest company. And that's what I try to do here. I try to keep it 100. Like I tell y'all all the time, like just because y'all see me working in different DAW, or I have different plugins that I'm doing reviews on, because these companies are sending me stuff. As a matter of fact, I am putting a pack together right now as we speak for this new plugin I'm gonna tell y'all about. And actually, this might be a free download for everybody. So, you know, I guess that's better. But you know, I'm always doing reviews and I'm talking about new products or whatever. But the point is, I don't want you guys going out spending money every time you see me talk about something or whatever. But if you're gonna do that, there are affiliate links that helps. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? There are affiliate links that I create that helps me when you guys make that purchase. You know, why not share the wealth? I mean, actually, it's them sharing the wealth with me. You just making the purchase on what you feel like you need or whatever. So I mean, it's not costing you guys anything extra. What's up, Rage? Says Hope Studio 6 heavy rap. You mean warp function? Is that what right, okay, so warp, yeah. Or FL Studio. That is the hopes. That's the hopes that, you know, we all hope that things improve. This is the beatmaker community, right? This is the beatmaker community. Studio One, as a matter of fact, I'm in Studio One right now. I have a project that I'm mixing, and by far, hands down, bro, Studio One is the best, in my opinion. That's just me. There's some people who can argue with me. Studio One is the best as far as like mixing. Also sound design. I ain't gonna lie to you. Sound design, when you doing like music for commercials and TV, like I feel like Studio One is the best when it comes to that as well, because of how you can, like, they have like the way you can export your files. You can export between each marker. Studio One will do that in one take, bro. I do that all the time. If like when you doing music for TV, you have to have different sections that you bounce down. It's just not regular, all, you know, one file. You got to chop stuff in different areas. And with Studio One, having Studio One, I can set my music up where it creates those ending points or pause areas in my music, and I don't have to go and say, okay, Studio One export from bar 1 to bar 60, and then it does its thing. Then you gotta come back and set up your markers. Okay, so now I want it to export from 60 to 105. You know what I mean? It's set up to where if you want to bounce down each cue in between markers, you can go in one take. Like, that is one of the reasons why I love working in Studio One, because of things like that. That stuff right there is dope. I hope they don't touch that, but who knows? I don't know. It's a lot about Studio One that I love, and I hope that they never touch. But you know, we don't really know, because Fender did say they want to simplify things. So what does that mean? I don't know. For people like you and I, like some of you guys that use Studio One and me, I'm just thinking to myself, like, everything in Studio, like, what do you mean by simplify, bro? Like, I feel like we need more. We need more advanced tools. Like, you talking about simplify things? Like, bro, what do you mean? It's like Presonus was going in a direction where everybody was admiring it. Okay, so you got the project page, you know, the regular area where you make music or you mix, blah blah blah, whatever. Then they have a mastering page. That is dope to me, because the mastering page talks to the project. And then that's what I'll be doing. As soon as I'm done with this mix, I'm gonna take those songs and put them in the mastering page, and it all talks to the projects inside the Studio One. I hope they're not talking about like, okay, we don't think Studio One needs that. Let's do like everybody else, where it's just everything in one project. And if you want to mix your song, you just gotta grab a new project like before. And that's where I came from. That's the workflow I came from. And when I discovered Studio One, they actually have a legit mastering page where it's set up to where you can see things in a way a mastering engineer would appreciate, and it's only for mastering. Then they got the song page for perform, I forget what you call it, but they got an area where people perform, and it's set up for that purpose only. You know, if you are performing live, like say like in church or at a club or some festival or whatever, you touring, whatever, you set your stuff up. There's a page. It's like they kept adding stuff on. So it's almost like this is finna happen. Presonus was going. Then Fender came and say, whoa, not so. We want to simplify this thing. Fender's like, no, Presonus. We're not doing that. We're going to simple things. Let's simple these things now. Will Rob is in the building. Will Rob says, I was about to switch dolls based on Presonus and Fender, but I'm back. I'm back, baby. Bigger than before. Pluck Akis, what's up? What's good? What's good? We want to get those thumbs up on this video, guys. So if you have not did that, I appreciate a thumbs up. It helps me. It helps the algorithm. And if you subscribe, I promise you I'll make more videos. I can only promise you that. If you subscribe, I'm gonna post more videos. Absolutely. You know, we keep things going on this channel. So feel free to join the community. Push button says Studio One allows you to bring in Reason and Machine. I'm rocking with Studio One. I mean, Reason is a VST now. So you can put Reason in anywhere. So like if you're using Cubase, you can put Reason in there and Machine in there. Yeah, with no problem. So I mean, but I think I get where you're going with that, because Presonus does have their own way of doing things. Like Complete, right? I use Complete all the time. I use Contact, is what I'm saying. I use Contact a lot, right? Y'all see that on my videos. And the way that they handle routing is night and day, bro. And when we talking about other DAWs, that's their routing, Studio One routing for Contact is the best. It's the easiest, and I love it. And that some of those things, you know, in terms of that is why I use Studio One, because I use Contact heavy. Like, bro, I use Contact. Contact is always going to be a part of the project somehow, and it's never one instrument. It's always several instruments in Contact. You know what I'm saying? And to the way that you route the MIDI instruments and how it talks, and then when you bounce in place, that's the other thing. You can bounce in place that stuff, right? And the way that it bounces in place, you can bounce the sounds that's routed to Contact. One instance, by the way, one instance of Contact, and have several MIDI lanes that talk to the different instruments in that one instance. And when you bounce in place any of those lanes, it will bounce with the audio. You see what I'm saying? That's major. That's major. I appreciate that. If you try to do that in Bitwig, you will be very unsuccessful. If you try to do that in Ableton, you are not successful. You have to create a audio lane for those as well, and then route it somewhere to get the. It's complicated. It's like, it is different. It is different in terms of that. So stuff like that is like, yeah, Studio One Presonus has their own way of doing things. And with that being said, is why I use Studio One. DJ Boot, what up? The show page, thanks, Hawks Layer. That's exactly what I meant to say. The show page. What I say? The song page. Yeah. People sleep on the metadata features. Oh, let's talk about that. Push button is bringing all the goodies to the table. That is also the other reason why I like Studio One, because I remember a time when I was using Logic, when you using Logic, you know what I mean, like something like that. And I feel like most DAWs are set up this way. When you bounce something down, the most information you're going to get from that is the name, you whatever name you call it, and it's going to be an MP3, a WAV file, or a FLAC file, or MP3, MP4 file, shoot, other file formats, whatever. And you'll get more data information when you bounce things down as a WAV file, because a WAV file carries information in a way like the tempo of the song. Maybe if it's set up that way, it can carry that information. It can carry the sample rate in there, which allows you to be able to warp, or being the data being available to you when you like upload it inside of Ableton, and it automatically just locks in place when you like add it in there or whatever, with your current project at whatever tempo, things like that. That's probably all you're going to get. But in Studio One, I remember again working in Logic, because that's what I was working in. If I want to add cover art to the file, I had to use a third-party plug, upload the MP3 in there, create the cover art in there, put it in there, and whatever other details like the producer, the name of the artist, the name of the song, the copyright information, things like that. You know what I'm saying? Or what genre the song is. You had to pull that up and do that somewhere else. In Studio One, you have the option to add all of that stuff in there when you bounce it down. So now you have a MP3 file with cover art and all of the metadata information in there, and send it off to your clients or whatnot, and it could be a nice image already embedded in the file. That's all done inside of Studio One. So again, when you talk about simplifying Studio One, I wonder exactly what are they talking about, or something just came to me. I wonder if he said that to make a big publicity deal where everybody start talking about it, get everybody britches ruffled, get you like, oh my God, I don't know. I'm not really sure. It's just, he just said, we just need a simple. All these things in Studio One, it just need to be simple. We don't know what he mean by simple. We don't really know. Now, if we do look at the situation, I'm going deep, guys. If we do really look at the situation, now, if you're talking marketing wise and like everything that's going on with Studio One, if you look at it, perhaps things do look a little bit cluttered. You know what I'm saying? Things do look a little cluttered, because then, okay, you got the artist version. First of all, you got Prime. Prime is the free version. Now, if you want to be simple, go and get the Prime. But then we got artists, and then we got the pro feed, the pro version, right? Then we got Sphere. And people get confused a lot because they feel like Sphere is a subscription base. So people rule out the fact that they can also buy the perpetual license of Studio One 5. So that is confusing, because I have to explain that a lot. So when we talk about simplifying things, there definitely needs to be a simple way to do that, because you got to think about people. People don't read, people don't listen, and people don't pay attention a lot of times. So things can get like twirled up somewhere and people have no clue. I'm just saying it does happen. So if we talking marketing wise, and then you got personas that's make all of these hardware, like I just felt like for man, oh my gosh, Presonus. I just felt like Presonus, their main focus was always hardware. They're a hardware company, I get it, but their main focus was making PA systems for churches and schools and in like concert halls, and you know what I mean. I just felt like that was their main focus, producing a lot of live speakers for live venues, and it seemed like they come out with a new mixer like every year or every other year. It's a different model. They got about 50 million interfaces that you can buy. It's like, which one do you buy? You know, they have the fader ports, right? They probably have like 3 different versions or 4 different versions. Like, your guys remember the first fader port? That was around forever. Then they came out with the second iteration of that, but it was a 8-channel version. Then they came out with a 16-channel version of that. I think that's right. And now we got the IO station 24C, which is what I use. So it's like a one single knob fader port, but this one has, this is like an interface you can use as well. You can plug your speakers in here, and you can plug in a couple of mics in here. So it's like a interface / fader port, which is kind of cool because now you still have the knob on there, the fader on there, and you can control Studio One with that. So if you're thinking about like all of the things that they have going on, you know, it might be cluttered in terms of that. And then they came out with this podcast mic thing that they have in it. Well, this one came out first. The one I'm talking to now, the P9. Then they came out with the podcast version of that, and it has the interface deal with that, and another software to download for using just that. And when we maybe that's where we going with that. When you think about stuff like that, that can be cluttered if we gonna clean that up. But I don't think that's what they talking about, because he specifically said Studio One. So there you go. What's up, Mello? Larry Love says trash Studio One. Uh-oh. When I see stuff like that, I already know how the comment section will just blow up in flames. So tell me, Larry Love, if you still on the stream, let me address something more important. Hold on. I hope we get a pro Q3 like EQ. That's what a chat boy say. Yeah, that might be cool. Get a pro version, more of a pro version of an EQ. I mean, I could see that. I can definitely see that. DJ Vu says I can see that I have mixed feelings about Presonus and Fender combination. Absolutely. I mean I think that's what we've been talking about. That all of us kind of feel the same way. We streamed about it before. I made videos. Like, we've been talking about it for a minute. Like when they first announced the acquisition, which was like a couple years ago now. It's definitely a concern of a lot of us that use Studio One, and then it's like, because I was always feeling like Presonus is a hardware company, which is a real fact. But the thing is, I just felt like, okay, if that's the case, they need to hire or have a department just dedicated towards Studio One, which it might be, that might be the case. But when like certain things happen on the Studio One end of the spectrum, it, to me as the user or content creator, and my interaction with personas and just different things happening, it just felt like the Studio One team was very small and limited, not much focus on personas. But their hardware is bar none. I have their speakers. I have a couple of pairs of speakers over time that I bought. I have their gear. I still use the Studio One 192 mobile, which is how y'all hear me in terms of my voice. I still got that thing, and that thing is still running like brand new. It's the best. I only had one issue with it, sent it in for repairs, and this thing is perfect. No issues with it whatsoever. This mic, I love the mic. Had to, make some EQ changes, but okay, great. I'm cool with it. I rocks with it. Like, I would rather pay $150 or so for a mic like this, and versus $300 or more for something like this style. And like, I can make a couple of EQ changes to save a whole $150. Okay, I'm cool. It is what it is. And like, just everything they do in terms of like hardware, I have like a few interfaces from them. As a matter of fact, one of the other interfaces that I use, that's how y'all hear the music when I'm making beats. So yeah, I mean, hardware wise, I mean, great. But like Studio One, I mean, I love Studio One. I think it's great, but I just felt like there were a lot of things that it was lacking in terms of like creativity. And if there was a team dedicated towards just Studio One, I felt like Studio One could be even more powerful than it is. But Fender comes in and say, nope, that's not the concept. We're doing something totally different. We're gonna sample things. So there you have it. There you have it. But back to Larry, man. I don't know what's going on with that one. Studio One always asks other dogs. I've been watching for something new, and that's what I expect. I'm trying to get what you're saying, DJ. You say, for me, Studio One always asks other dogs. Have been watching for, I don't know. I'm not really sure where. I don't know. We just hope that Studio 1.6 is amazing, and that's, and the Hawks. Yeah. I agree with your statement. That was my concept. That was a quick thought that I thought, like, what if they're saying we're gonna sample things just to get people just going crazy. You know what I mean? Because any publicity, bad or good, is publicity, period. And it brings people to the forefront. Just like now in this stream, we are like, what is finna happen? We don't know what's about to happen. We don't know what is about to happen. I've been like that all the time, actually, because I use Studio One. So when 4 came out, 5 came out, actually when 3 came out, because I started using Studio One during 3.0 version. That's when I made the switch from Logic. So, that could be Fender's tactic. They could be trying to ruffle feathers a little bit just to get people, like, get the energy high, so we all can be in anticipation mode, like what is about to happen. Mello said, let's cross our fingers. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. So going back to a statement that Larry Love said, and then I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna just get off of it. But Larry Love seems to think that Studio One is trash. I mean, it is what it is. Again, it's all about what you use, what works for your workflow. It's all about you. And if you feel like FL Studio works for you, then continue using FL Studio. FL Studio ain't for everybody, which is why most of us use Studio One. And it will be the reason why we having topics and, you know, videos, things like that, based on what we feel like in the Studio One world. And I'm sure you have a bunch of FL Studio guys you watch for some of the same reasons. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it's definitely your opinion. I never think that Studio One is trash. However, I do have my own little opinions as to why I use other DAWs and why I have not been doing much in Studio One like I used to, because of, you know, my own issues and the way that I like to work, and just, you know, being bored. But I'll say this about FL Studio. I do like something that they're doing. There's one price that you pay to use FL Studio, and that's it. You bought it. You own it forever. If you buy anything in regards to FL Studio, you're going to go and make those purchases inside the store to add on extra content to build your library. But to buy the perpetual license of FL Studio is just one price, and that's it. You're done. And every time they come out with an update, it's free for everybody. I love that model right there. And for that reason, I was thinking about moving over, because that is simple. Now, yeah, that is simple. I'm thinking about some things that, like, so what if that's what we're doing? Simplified. You know, why do we have 3 different versions of Studio One? This is make it simple. Just make Studio One, make just the same thing, as do away with all this extra stuff, and just make it simple. One DAW, one price, and don't have to pay an upgrade price for it ever again. What if that's what they're doing? What if that's the concept? Now that would definitely be simple. That would be simple, and a welcomed idea. I would love that idea. That would be cool. Now that would be the talks. Everybody will be talking about that. I feel like that will be. We talk simple, simplify the price, make it one price. Why we got to keep paying the upgrade price every time something comes out? What if 6.0 was like, okay, here's Studio One 6, boom, 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 and then at the end of the video, and they'll do a Apple. You know what I mean? This is what they do at the Apple events. And just one more thing, they come at you like that. The anticipation is high, right? We got just one more thing to tell you, and you were like, okay, what are you gonna tell me? What is it? Studio One 6 is a free update for everybody. What if they did that? Studio One 6 free update. I mean, you know, it's only a price for people to join that don't have Studio One at all. But that's it. Everybody else is free. Free update for everybody. What if they did that? I don't know. I'm just talking. We just having a conversation. We just having a conversation, man. I hope 6 has what I think. Novation makes Studio One specific launch. You know what? Speaking of Novation, I'm thinking that might be the thing that needs to be simplified, because Novation is now in 5. You know, like Novation is a I don't know. My little gears is moving right now. Hey, I don't want to give out all my ideas. Fender personas have to hire me, make me a part of the team. I got some ideas, you know. I got some ideas, man. That a DJ View has an opinion about what he thinks is about to happen. They very much will. Yeah, that's possible. That's possible. I don't know. I don't know. Hopefully, over the past few months, they know, that there's a big community here, and so I don't know. In that community is uproaring right now. We trying to see what's going on. Said that blue 6 logo is nice. Mellow. I didn't make that logo. Well, I did my thing, I did a little bit. I did customize it a little bit, you know what I'm saying? I did, little Ellip touch or whatever, but that all I did was merge my face with the video. That's all I did. KB Productions, man, where you been? I like Studio One. I just dislike the neon colors. Maybe get what reason. Those are minor colors. I mean, which is why I agree though. I can't like push that under the cover. I can't push that under the rug. Colors does matter. So I'll color is the driving force behind creativity. We need color. We need to be able to adjust color. And because when we are working in these dolls, we need customization. And that's what makes it fun for people that spend a lot of time behind these tools. So yeah, definitely plug in similar to Scalar would be dope. Absolutely, says Gray Smith. Absolutely. Gary Smith, sorry. You said Persona should come out with a keyboard like Native Instruments. Sure. Sure. Absolutely. That would be cool. Blue Java. What's up? The way they do 6 in pro mode makes me think of loops. That's interesting. You know, having loops is definitely a simpler way. That to what if they strip Studio One down and have nothing but loops in there, so the guitar player can just drag over loops and just play along to the loops. Hybrid Punk, what up? It'd be nice to have surround sound in Studio One 6. At the moment, I'm constantly jumping between S1 and Pro Tools. That's dope. I like it. It makes sense. I feel like that's something that should have been in Studio One a long time ago, along with the better way to compose to film. Their video deal is very simple. It works. You know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? There was one time it didn't work. You know, there was one time, so I couldn't use it, but it's fixed. It works. But you know, I would have definitely loved to be able to scrub back and forth and have the transcribe or the transport function, you know, the timer to reflect the frames and whatnot. That would be dope. I don't think we could do that now. We can't scrub. Like, we can't move. We can only click, but there's no scrubbing. I think you can scrub, but like in terms of the video, I don't think you can do that. Now you can scrub and scroll if you have a device like the IO station. It has a knob where you can scroll, but it's not a smooth scroll. This thing is in increments. It's like it clicks, so there's no smooth finite. So maybe if they come out with a device specifically for movie scoring composers, where the next device that they come out with can be even like a little screen on there. You know what I mean? Ooh, see, now I'm giving them ideas now. They're going, but anyway, I'll just talk briefly about it. A little device. It's like an IO station, you know, but it's a little bit different. It's designed for composers. So there's a scrubber on there, but it's smooth to touch. So when we moving around, when we doing things for film, it's more of a smooth, and we can lock things in those, you know, by frame, and we can lock things and produce, you know, according to what's happening on film. That would be ideal. That would be a welcome feature. Something on the screen, maybe like a little LED lit deal where we can see different things, just like you could on the SQ. They have the keyboard that, you know, I'm looking for it now. Like on the SQ here, there is a screen here. There's a screen. It's only text. You know, it's not picture or whatever. Like the complete control where things just looks nice. But on the screen, maybe there could be like a timer, and we can look at things like that and be able to like input, you know, Also being, key command, just a controller, period. A control unit don't have to come as a keyboard factor or the fader port. Actually, the fader port can be made like some knobs and faders on it, but it's really designed for really, really, really controlling Studio One, and have a screen on it where we can see, but it's really for composers. And I wouldn't say something to mix, because they already have a fader. I don't know. Maybe this could be a better version of the fader ports where you can mix using this thing. But I don't know, like the soft tube joint. I haven't used it. I don't know what's really on it. I can't remember, but like kind of like that form factor, if anything, like a form factor like that, where it's just at your desk, it's just a controller. And for a composer, being able to like scroll, because if you don't have any controllers right now, you using your mouse to move stuff around. And like I say, if you have the IO station, it's just the click thing in the middle, and it's not smooth. Everything is in increments. But these faders right here, these are smooth, So I mean, if you have one of these, I guess this will work. But I don't know. That's just an idea. That's just an idea. Like up on the video, guys. If you guys are watching this video and you're enjoying yourself, I appreciate you. If you like up on this video, if you're new here, please consider subscribing to the channel, because we obviously will be talking about Studio One now. That's a new set of videos on the channel. So you guys go ahead and just subscribe right now. Just get it over with. You know what I'm saying? Also join our Discord community. This is where we are. We keep the conversation going over here. I would love to get to know all of the people who are joining. And if you have any questions, or like things like technical issues, or like where to get sample packs, or where to get like cool VSTs, different VSTs that are on sale, or new VSTs or free VSTs, things like that. If you have a question for me, you can ask me. If you having issues with anything, you want to know what hard drive is best to get for this type of thing, what computer works best for, like with the for what we do, because you just can't have any type of computer now. You gotta have a computer that can handle these type of things that we're talking about here on the stream, stuff like that, topics like that. This is the Discord channel where we continue the conversation. When I'm not live, we on here getting to know each other. We also doing projects with each other. We just finished a profile builder program not too long ago, and we had a few people who joined that, who were able to create more tracks, more than what they currently have, and able to like push that and get placed, movie placements or soundtrack placements or whatever, because they participate in the program and they have something to show. See what I'm saying? They have something to show, new stuff, inspiring people to do more. We're trying to do it again, primarily in October, next month, I guess a few more days. I have not put anything together for it. I have an idea, but I guess I could talk about it. I've just been so busy, so I kind of neglected putting out a video in regards to that. But if I got anybody who's interested in that, reach out to me. I mean, it's basically just building music, like every week people are coming up with a couple of tracks and building up their profile. It's called a profile builder. It helps people create more and do more. So if you're interested in that, let me know. If not, it is what it is. Oscar Slaps in the building. What I miss about Studio One 6 new features, guys. No, you didn't miss anything. Simple answer. Yasharel's in the building. What up, bro? Cooking some nachos. Oh, that sounds great. Man, you got me hungry. While listening to you, I'm definitely expecting this to be the change since I was wanting to buy Big Wig. So I guess I don't know. Maybe we are waiting. Everybody in the world, don't buy another dog. Just wait to see what Studio 16 is gonna do. I don't know. Maybe that's what I should have started the video off with. I don't know. What's up, DJ Dale? DJ D. That would be great if they made one price and grandfathered you in forever. That would be amazing, wouldn't it? That would be amazing. Say, what if 6 has a page for simple? I like that concept, Blaze. What if there was just something for just simple? And then continue to work on things for the people who need the advanced features. Like, hello, me. Don't simplify Studio One. I don't need it simple. I need more features. But yeah, what if we just made it simple for the people who want simple? Do not chastise the entire community because you feel like things need to be simple. Oscar say they laughing at me. I think so, bro. I really feel like that. Like, look at this Ella guy. Who do he think it is? He think he needs a better sampler? No, he don't. He needs a sampler to be simple. I feel like that, bro. Yeah, but like, what if I I can't control. But yeah, what if we renamed the video to say what if? What if Studio 16? So yeah, FL Studio has a one price model. Studio One is a paid version. Yeah. So it's important when we pay for it and subscribe. I mean, I don't know where like, I don't understand the question you're asking, but I mean that's just the difference right now in terms of the pay structure. FL Studio, you pay one time and you own it forever. You never have to. You could be working in like FL Studio 10, right? And then decide to update to 3.30.0. Because I think they're in the 30s now, bro. The last time I looked up, FL Studio was in like the 20 something version. I'm like, dang, they just, man, they're probably the only one that have gotten that far. Like 20 something. You know, like, dang, that like, bro, like pretty soon they're gonna be like FL Studio 100.5. like dang, dude, like Studio One will be at 7.0 at that time, but FL will gonna be like 150.3. Like, what, dude, really? But yeah, with Studio One, like every version, every major update, you pay the upgrade price, whatever it is. Usually it's like 150 every upgrade price. So like if 5.0, whatever price you pay to have 5.0, you get all of the updates, the incremental updates between that time, and it was free, you know. But when 6.0 comes out, typically it would be an upgrade price for those of you that currently own 5, and for those of you that are new to it, you'll pay the full price of Studio One 6, or you may pay a cross grade price, meaning that you own another DAW, and I guess you have to prove that you own that DAW and then take advantage of the cross grade price, which will be obviously a discounted price, right? And that's just how that goes. Is Studio One 6 worth the price we have to pay, or is it better to use Studio One Sphere? So if okay, if I'm explaining that, first, right now, no one knows what Studio One 6 has to offer. We're just talking about the fact that they made a video announcing that Studio One 6 is coming. That's really all we know right now. And I'm just making my people aware of what's going on. We're just talking about it. Now, I've already broke down the difference between owning a perpetual copy of Studio One, period, and paying a Sphere. Now, if you go the Sphere route, you will unlock all of the extra features, like not features in Studio One, but like extra VSTs, like the stuff that's inside of the fat channel, all of your vintage stuff, the plugins, you know, specifically for people who are into mixing, because most of those plugins are for people who are mixing. It's not like you get new instruments, you know, but it's you know, mixing plugins essentially. And you unlock more loops, samples and packs and things like that that's available in their shop. And like your account, your presonus account powers up. And they also have a university in there too, where you can look at all of the videos that they produce, showing you how to do certain things. And that's what you have access to when you go to Sphere route. It's like having like a membership to the platform or the community. And that's really the difference. That's really all it is. Now, if you're someone like me who owns complete products, you might not need Sphere, to be honest with you. You just need a platform to produce music, and that's it. And utilizing the tools and, like, you know, the macro functions, you know, in terms of like MIDI editing or sample, you know, whatever. That's what you'll be taking advantage of. You know what I mean? But like, that's it. It's either or. Mr. Watts in the building. What up? Hey man, you ain't missed much. You ain't missed much, bro. JB said, let's hope they add support for other MIDI controllers. I mean, yeah. Let's hope for it. I'm guessing it will be clap compatible. I think so. I think so. Why not? Why wouldn't they? You know? Why wouldn't they? I don't know. I will hope so as well. I have been learning other DAWs upside Studio One because I don't feel safe with Personas though. Well, what's up, Emud? Edmund, what's happening? The Atom SQ is nice. I agree. It's cool. I like it. I use it sometimes. The cool thing is that this thing is a beast when you're using Ableton. I ain't gonna lie to you that this thing is amazing when you doing that. Personally, I use the M Audio Oxygen Pro 49 and it's driving the communication perfectly with Studio One 5 Pro. That's what's up. Jay the producer, what's up? What's up? Hopefully, simplifying will be for example. Wait a minute, I can't see that. Combining impact and sample. Ooh, I like how this was going. Let me throw that on the screen again. So Jay the producer said, hopefully simplifying would be impact and sample XT, so we can sample directly past and chop samples similar to Logic Quick Sampler. Ooh, now that is a welcome simple concept. I would love that. That's only what I've been saying, because that's also what you can do in Ableton. They call it the simpler. So when you're using a drum rack and you have like an 808 bass that comes with that or inside that kit, right? You can convert it to a simpler and play out the bass notes and whatever. And it's actually, Machine does it best, I feel like. Inside a Machine, if you put a bass note or a sample on a pad, all you gotta do is click over to keyboard mode and you can play whatever that's on the keyboard. Also for drum kits that are on just one pad, which most of the VST, drum or whatever, even instrument, each pad represents a channel lane, period. It's just channel. Turn it up or down, it's simple, right? So we talking about simple, that is simple. If you want to like play the notes and whatever that's in that instrument, you just go to keyboard mode. Or if you have a keyboard that's connected, you can always press the pad and play your chord progressions or bass notes, or if that particular drum instrument has drums in it, you can play the full set of drums in there on that one pad. So it's not like the whole group is filled with just a bunch of samples or anything like that. Now that's simple. That's a welcome sample. That's a smart, simple concept. Homa Beer, what up, bro? I know one wants to hear, but it's kind of a good thing to have to pay $15 a month for Sphere instead of paying once and own it forever. It keeps the cash flow coming in, so we get continued updates. Yeah, I mean, I get it. Makes sense. Definitely. Yeah, I felt like Personas didn't want to miss out on that. And it also, I think it just depends on who you are. If you're someone who can't afford to pay one lump sum, it works. And it keeps things coming in, of course. And to get access or more people involved, it works for that too. Someone who thinks, like YouTube is a big place, right? YouTube is a wonderful place to learn new things and do whatever, figure out how to do anything. I'm sure there's a lot of people who come across videos like these, Studio One, like, man, that's a really cool program to use and make beats. I see this guy, his name's Ellip, and it's amazing. You know, what is that he using? He using Studio One. And go up and look at the price, like, ooh, I ain't got $500. I ain't got $400. But I would love to use that program because I found somebody I feel like can explain the questions and, you know, the questions I may have. He explained it very well. Or if I go to this channel, I love what he's doing over here. Use Studio One, but I can't afford it. So yeah, it works for people like that. You know, I can get Studio One. I only pay $15 a month. Okay, sweet. I can afford $15 a month. You know what I mean? Yeah, absolutely. Harold Bones. Welcome to my YouTube live stream. Hope everybody's doing good. FL is going to version 21 very soon. Okay. I thought they was like going to 30 something. Okay, thanks for verifying that. You say everybody pirates well, yeah. Yeah. I had some friends who pirated FL Studio. I don't know if that's still a thing nowadays, but I mean, I get it. Uh-oh, Harold, you had a hurricane deal there? Sorry to hear that. Came to the island last Sunday and Monday. No electric power at the moment, but we are good. Okay, it's good to hear that you're doing well. I can't say I experienced that, but there was a moment we had out here in Dallas, Texas, where we went without power for an entire week, and it was horrible. And on top of that, it was cold. It was like 0 degrees. It felt like it was like around 20 degrees. Like, it was cold. I just know it was cold. And when you ain't got no electricity, things are much colder than that. I get it. I'm glad you're doing all right. Studio One, thanks for tuning in, man. Thanks for tuning in. You know, hearing about Studio 1.6 is definitely like something that would get your mind off of it for sure. Studio One should just give us free updates for a new version. You know what? The longer I stay on the stream, it's just starting to sound like like all of y'all got like ideas, which is great. You know what I mean? It's like y'all are flowing with ideas, but you gotta think about it too, guys. Like we can't get carried away, you know. These companies are here to make money, so we gotta still be a little realistic. That would be nice. I think I said that earlier, you know, but it was like, what if they said Studio 1.6 is free upgrade for everybody? You know, I was just kind of joking, but I don't expect them to do that, because everybody's here to make money, and you know, we could talk about what's reasonable, I guess, but or was I don't know, because if we talk about what's reasonable, man, people gonna be like, "Hey, man, I'll pay $50." Bruh, I don't know. We're opening up a whole lot of can of worms right now. That would be nice, Harold, if they updated the Montai and come out with another virtual instrument. See, a lot of these things you guys are saying are coming from places of workflow. You know what I'm saying? Everybody is honing in on what they feel like needs to happen, and I think that is the factor that we don't want to leave out. We don't want to forget that, like, what Presonus does and what they've been doing thus far. Any manufacturer at this point, there's a lot of people like us. I have a very small channel compared to some of the other bigger ones, right? And that's just a fraction, a very small fraction of people who use Studio One versus people who never are on YouTube or never come to YouTube to learn anything. People that just use Studio One and the things that they want and need. But there's a very small development team at Presonus trying to work all of these things and ideas and concepts and requests from people like us. They can only do so much at a time, I guess, which makes these updates pretty significant and pretty cool at the same time, because it's like, what's going to happen next? What is the next update we're going to get? Oh my gosh, what are we going to see this time? You know what I mean? So it does make it very exciting to see what happens. Who idea they're going to implement now? I don't know. Have any of you guys that made a feature request or not, and Presonus answered your question or answered to that call? Did they do that for any of you guys? Anything you wished that Studio One could do and they weren't doing at that time, and they made it happen in any other updates? It don't matter when it came, but it came. Is there anybody on here that is like that? Because I think that's cool too. We got to. I'm showing appreciation for what they have done so far, which is why I still use Studio One. They have done a lot of updates and things over the years. They implemented a lot, and they also added some things that I didn't know I needed until it was available. And now it's like, I can't live without this function. I so needed this function. I didn't know I needed it, but now Movie Kid, what's up? Let's hope they fix the MIDI thing. Absolutely. I agree. You have friends that use Studio One. I always say to go with Sphere because the collab feature. Okay. That's dope. Movie Kids says major issue with MIDI and feel. Again, I agree with that. You can fix that. Hold my beer. Nope. Please don't do that. You cannot fix that. That's not a latency issue. I promise you, it's not. I had a whole conversation with that. That is not a latency issue. It is not. I can't let that one fly, bro. Cause usually what happens, people will say, well, just decrease your block size or your buffer size and everything will work fine. No. That is not the answer. That's not the answer to that one. And sorry if I came off like an asshole, but I have to decline that one. That don't work. I'm gonna tell you why. Well, Movie Kid, I've seen me and Movie Kid has the same issues, and that's kind of where he's coming from. You can't possibly tell me that on the same system, when you have 4 different DAWs on it, I have Logic Pro on my system, I have Machine on my system, I have Ableton on my system, I have Bitwig on my system, along with Studio One and Reason, but I don't use Reason. You can't possibly tell me that it's a latent issue when in all of the other DAWs, when I'm doing MIDI work, they never have that same issue. Never have that issue when inserting notes. Every time I'm in Logic, it inserts the notes perfectly at all times. I could be, my block size or my buffer size could be at 1024 the sample rate. No issues whatsoever. So you can't tell me that that's what it is. In Studio One, it has always. Now, when you decrease your block size, of course, your MIDI information is being recorded a lot better. But if you work like me, when you're using contact instruments, third-party instruments, and your track size gets up to 60 plus tracks, there is no such thing as decreasing the block size, because you need that to power those virtual instruments. So you're gonna have to bump your block size to be able to handle the performance of your instruments, which creates another issue. I feel like Studio One could take better advantage of the GPU, but that's another topic. But that doesn't fix nothing. Sorry, that don't fix anything. I never have to make those choices inside of Bitwig. When I'm in Bitwig, man, never have to adjust the block size according to how the MIDI is being recorded inside the DAW. Never had to do that. Never. But when I'm in Studio One, it's a problem. So I'm sorry. I had to address that. Vernon, when they announced this, they announced it today, bro. But Studio One 6 is not out right now. It's been announced to release on the 29th. So yeah, that's why y'all should be subscribed to this channel. Because more than likely what they're going to do is there's going to be a video of them. Either they live, probably a premiere. That's because that's kind of what they've been doing. They'll premiere the video, and there'll be, I don't know what they'll do this time. It might be Rick Navi as usual, and they're talking about stuff. But I think last time they did this, he wasn't talking. It was some other things. It's kind of how like these interviews with other people who had Studio One 6. I don't have Studio One 6, but they let other people use Studio One 6, and they talk about what they love, the new features, and this and this and that, and blah 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 blah. It is all like pre-edited videos, and they'll like talk about like what they feel like is the big update, and that'll be that. And then the video will probably be an hour long or 30 minutes. I don't know. It's never over an hour. And a bunch of people be on there commenting, whatever. And then people like me will come back and talk about what we just saw, what we feel. And in a lot of cases, we'll be making a beat live on my channel, which is why y'all should be subscribed. You know what I'm saying? That's what will happen. That's how that's gonna go. And that all that goes down on the 29th, which is next Thursday. That's a week from here. Endless Mints. What's up? Yeah, you're not gonna see Studio One 6 because it's not out right now. But they made an announcement. Studio One can be purchased or subscribed as a Presonus page member for monthly fees, but does that automatically mean we have an up-to-date version with all the extras? DJ, if you're paying for the monthly subscription, you have to do the updates yourself when they come in, like when you load up Studio One. But lately there hasn't been any updates, so there's nothing to update to. Now when Studio One 6 comes out, I would suspect that means that you have access to that as well. I think that's what that means. You know, if you are paying, if you're paying a monthly subscription with Sphere, you have access to Studio One 6 because you're paying. So that handles all of your updates and anything that's happening in the future. So yeah, if that is what answered your question, that's hopefully that answered your question. He just joined and see Studio 6 announcement. What's the news? Oh, my beer says if you have an active Sphere membership, you will have all updates. Yep, I just said that. Absolutely, I agree. Jay Beats, what up, man? If Presonus go along with Mooney's plan, even if they start small and more incremental, I will lose my. Okay, well, at that point, I don't think Presonus has a choice. It's like, to my understanding, Presonus still has. I've learned that Presonus is a department they're still allowed to do things as before, but I'm not with them. So I don't know exactly what's going on, but Presonus, I feel like, still has the power to do what they do or what they have been doing. But of course, they have a new boss, so they got to run it through them. You know what I'm saying? Like always, different dolls are through different people who work with. Absolutely, I agree with that, Yashiro. That's a great concept. I don't mind paying for the new version update. I feel specifically with version 3 they gave us a lot throughout. I'm gonna say this, guys. Even though Mooney from Fender, their CEO, even though he say what he say, right? I know they're not stupid. They are too far from stupid. I'm sure they know what they're doing. I'm sure they got it all under control. I'm sure they got it. You know what I'm saying? You go and you want to simplify things. Like making that statement it slapped a lot of us in our faces, but I'm sure they're not stupid, because for a company that's all about money, again, they let go 300 people. I want to make that clear again. Someone mentioned Native Instruments let go a lot of people too, and that's true. That's definitely true, and we were all worried at that time too. We were wondering what was going to happen next with Native Instruments, but over time things got better. But I'll tell you this: the company that bought them out is a tech company. It's totally different than a guitar company. You see what I'm saying? It's just a little bit different. So it could very well mean the success of Native Instruments right now is due to the fact that That's what it is. It's a tech company behind what they're doing, and their movements lately has been like phenomenal. Now they are part of the sound wide movement, where it bridges the gap between different other big players, different plug-in manufacturer companies. And so now you see a cross compatibility, cross companion deal. So now with complete 14, you're getting some Brainworks, you're getting some plug-in alliance stuff that's coming, you're getting some isotope, you get all of that in the new updates. You know what I'm saying? With different manufacturers, all that, it comes together. I don't know what to expect for 6, but we're a week away, and I feel excited more so now than other days that we just went and did these streams and not knowing what's going on, because for a while we have not been seeing any updates from presonus for a while. So we were all wondering what was going on the fact that they were acquired by Fender. So it's like, oh, what's going on? What is happening right now? You know what I'm saying? So it's good to know that things are moving and progressing. So now we have a date. We have something to look forward to. Give us a week. We'll see what's happening in Studio 16, and then we'll talk about it. You know what I mean? So that I'm excited about that. I don't know what I'm excited about or excited for. I'm excited that we now can close the chapter and we can figure things out, because we were in the dark for a long time. So now things are moving, and okay. All right. September 9th, 29th. Okay. So, all right. I almost panicked for a second. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people have been moving. A lot of people have been going to other dolls, yo. Like, a lot of people just kind of lost faith in, like, jumping ship. People just been cutting to the chase. Like, I'm not waiting on them to put out anything. I'm just going to start using something else. We are there. You see what I'm saying? We're somewhere else right now. But now we have something to look forward to. Studio One will include free updates for all users except the members who's primarily sonic focused in hip hop. I feel like you're making a statement there. That comment sounded racist. I'm gonna be honest. Like, what do you mean? What do you mean, Studio One? Studio One will include free updates for all users except members whose primarily sonic focus is hip hop. I don't. That. I'm offended. But okay. I don't know how to take that one. If you're into hip hop, you gotta pay. And we know you hip hop guys. Y'all got money. Everybody else, if you make pop music, you make movie music. If you're making church music, if you're making EDM, electronic music, if you're a sound designer, if you're anything else but a hip hop guy, you're going to get a free update. How about that? We're going to help our community. But you hip hop guys, you got to pay. You're going to pay to use our platform. I know that's probably not what you meant by that, but it's like, that's just how I took it. Yeah, Movie Kid, it's been a while, man. It's been a while. said if they do some good updates, I'll come back over to the Studio One camp. If not, no, I'm good. I'm gonna stay away. You know, it depends. It depends. Honestly, do they need others to represent the urban community? Greg and Joe is great for their genre, but we need someone for our community. Keeping it 100. You know, that's great you said that. I would love to take on that challenge. Now, I mean, I've been saying that. That's been something I've been saying too. You know, I've always felt like there needs to be somebody who represent the urban community. You know, doing hip hop and even pop. You know what I mean? Like Joe, he covers the acoustic stuff, and is more like his music is more so like the airy, alternative type stuff. You know, songs that may be tom heavy. You know, I'm talking about toms on the drums. You know, stuff like that. You know, with a bunch of guitars and stuff like that. More of a slow paced stuff or rockish type stuff. You know, stuff like that. You know, that's kind of the vibes I get from Joe. Now Greg, he covers the electronic music, but the tech stuff more so. He's not really doing pop. Pop is urban to me. Pop is more so in the urban world. Because there's a lot of it's definitely urban. So like I do pop, I do hip hop, I do R&B. Those are my lanes, and there's nobody pumping regular videos like that other than me, you know, because I do them live. And then there needs to be somebody who's doing score music, you know, movie type stuff to show people that Studio One can be used for that purpose. You know what I'm saying? So there should be several people pumping content like that makes the community stronger, because they only have two aspects. There's no, if anything, urban should be produced, you know, but you know, we talked about that. We talked about that before, and you know, I don't know. I might get a call from Fender or Persona, like, hey man, we have a position available. Was wondering if you can come in and cover. I don't know. I was supposed to be meeting more guys, but I don't know what's going on with that. One of the things I love about S1 is the Melodyne and the vocal line integration. For me, that's amazing to have. Bro, I was just in there. Well, I will be in there all week actually with Melodyne. And I must say, I love that integration. Absolutely. I know what you mean by that. I will be in there fixing vocals all week long, and always love that about Studio One. That integration is crazy. So that goes back to what I was saying earlier. Like, Presonus has different ways to do things. Now, which brings up something here, you know, now that you mentioned that, now they got this dope integration with Melodyne and vocal line. Okay, so how can we get that type of integration with all of their plugins that works like that? You have the option to pop them out as a window if you want to, but they come at the bottom of the deal in a way that makes it dope. So maybe like one side can be Wave working on the MIDI information or the wave, and then the other side can be the device. I just introduced a whole nother concept. Look at that, man. I just got these ideas coming out crazy. Maybe that could be a Presonus way of doing it. You know, instead of making that whole bottom dedicated to devices like that, How about a way to switch that way? The whole bottom row can be just displaying stuff at the bottom, stuff that's integrated, but also another like a gallery view, like change the view, where you can have one section dedicated to one side for just showing the devices, the integrated stuff, and then the other side can be all of the other information that you would need to see, and then you can push it out in individual videos. I mean, Windows. I need to get paid for this. I need to get paid. These ideas, they just come. It's like I need money. I need money for this. Giving away for free, man. Okay, going back to the MIDI issue, Movie Kid said it's not a latency issue, but Hold Your Beer said it's called sample offset. Again, what's up, Commander? How's it going? Again, now again, hold my beer, and I'm not trying to create no friction here, but like if you think about it, why does it need to be that when you go in Cubase, and because I remember having Cubase one time, I bought 10.0. I've never had that issue, which is interesting because Cubase, the developers over there at Cubase, how come they didn't bring that concept with them? You know what I mean? Like maybe it was something that Cubase always could do when you record stuff in there, you know, using your MIDI keyboard. It was always scripted a certain way where you never have to worry about that. Then when you say what you say, sample offset, why do you have to go in and change something to? No, that ain't it either, because I think I tried doing that too. I went in and tried to change something like that. I played with the block size. And it's not even really like, you can't really say is your computer, you know, being optimized. And I thought I explained it, but basically, like, if you got input quantize on, right? So I'll just briefly explain it. If you got input quantize on, you program a beat, the beat, and there's no latency, because that's totally different. We're not talking about latency. Latency is basically when you press your keyboard and the beat is delayed a little bit. You know what I mean? That's latency, but that's not what we're talking about. We talking about like milliseconds. So everything is in real time. You press the keyboard, the sound reacts almost perfect to the touch. It's like boom, 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 boom. Everything is great. Latency would be like boom, boom, boom. You know what I mean? Like it just follows, and I hate that. You can't work like that. But what we're talking about is how the MIDI is being recorded. So even if, I mean, no latency issue, and so you program something close to where it's supposed to go according to the grid. So say like I have a 16 or 1/16 resolution, right? And I'm doing things according to that resolution, or 1/8. I could be in 1/8, no matter which one I'm in. But the point is, when I'm in certain things, and me, I've been doing this for a long time, so I know how to switch my resolution according to what I'm doing. So if I'm inserting things in the beat, and they're more so like eighth notes, I'm not gonna have 32 notes in my setting. I'm gonna change from 132 to either 16 or eighth notes. So if I'm doing nothing but eighth notes, I'm really gonna change it to eighth notes. But why is it that when you do that, or You don't even have to do that. I mean, you could be 16. Okay, so say like you're doing eighth notes, and your resolution is set for 16. Typically, that's what it is for most people. Your resolution might be in 16s, right? But you're doing things maybe 1/4 or 1/8 notes. But your resolution is 16, which means it's going to lock everything according to the grid, where close to the grid. In Studio One, sometimes it takes whatever you meant to put on 1 and it'll move it and shift it over to 2. But it's really close to 1. Stuff like that. That's what MIDI is inside of, and it has nothing to do with latency. I promise you. We know what latency is. I've been doing this for like 20 plus years, bro. Probably close to 30 now. Like I've been doing this for a long time, and I know what latency is. Like I know what it is. It doesn't take you know schooling to understand what that is. But and like I said before, like when I explained the concept, like when you're trying to do that same thing in other DAWs, you never worry about that unless you're really off. Like if you of course, whatever you program your beat is gonna lock closer to that resolution. That happens whether or not input quantization is on or not. It don't matter. I have input quantization on, and that's what allows me to insert notes in, and it automatically it quantizes to the beat. I do that sometimes I don't. If I want stuff to be more authentic, I will turn it off. But it's almost as if Studio One has a brain of its own, where it just put things where it think it needs to go. So it's like it's choppy. It kind of feels like it's choppy. It's not true to the touch. Again, that's not something I deal with in Machine. I never had the issue when I'm making beats in Machine. Never had the issue when I'm in Ableton. Never had the issue when I'm in Bitwig. Never. Studio One has always been this way, no matter what you do. So when you give suggestions on what you think we should change, to me it's like, why do I have to keep changing stuff in the settings when Studio One should do this automatically? That should be something that's just by default, which I feel like that's something by default, because it does that. That's something by default that it does, and there's really nothing you can do to go in and change anything in the settings, because it's, you can change your block size. That would help for a little bit when you first get started. But when you start adding extra instruments, you got to increase your block size. You have to, because otherwise, your CPU, it will not allow the plugins that you use to perform at its optimum performance. That's the thing right there. I have 64 gigabytes of RAM on my computer, and I have 1 terabyte hard drive. I have about 500 gigs available. So I try not to let my computer fill to capacity, because I use a bunch of hard drives to hold all the extra content, right? I feel like any of that don't matter after I stated that I never had those issues in, again, Machine, Logic, Bitwig, or Ableton Live. But if it helps, because some people be like, well, you don't have enough memory, you gotta blah blah blah. I'm like, I don't think any of the other extra information matters, because I have enough power on my computer to do what I need to. Even when I'm on the streams, it's like, if you guys like look at my streams, on my streams when I'm in Bitwig, which is where I be, well, where I've been, I never had issues with like inserting beats and it all lock in place like I want it. When I'm off, it's off, right? Like if I'm too far off, it's off, and I'll go in and fix it. But usually Everything locked in place, no latency. And when you streaming, things do fall in the latency world. However, that's why I have two different computers. I'm streaming on a computer that's separate from my system that I use to compose on. This system only uses the DAW that I'm using, or it might have the browser up or whatever, but that doesn't affect, especially when I have 16 or 64 gigs of memory. It's not touching. But when you're streaming, that does require more CPU, and so it will definitely affect, a little more. And I'm spending a lot of time on this topic because this is something that people and I'm not trying to throw anybody under the bus, but there was mentions of this from several people. And when you go to Facebook groups, they will chew you up and tell you, oh, you need to change your block size. That's not what you got to do. That is not it. It's something Presonus has to go in and change and fix the problem. That's the problem. Again, why is it Studio One is the only DAW that does this and not the other DAWs? You see what my point is? So it's like you can't tell me what I have to do to fix the problem when I never have to do this in Logic or Ableton Live. I don't have to do these things, or Machine. I don't have to go in and fix nothing. It just automatically does it. But people come up with ways that they feel like you got to change something in your settings. Why? That shouldn't be the case. And that's where we come from. And then you got people who say, well, I never had that problem. And it's usually people like that. I didn't think that there was. Well, okay. Do you make music in Studio One? Do you use third-party plugins? No, I just mix. Well, you're not going to experience what we experience because you don't do what we do. And for the people who do make music in Studio One who never experience these problems, they use stock instruments. They use MIDI, they use the Impact, they use the Sample One, and they probably use Mojave or whatever that thing is, and Presence XT. But they don't use third-party plugins like Omnisphere, any of the complete products. They're not using Machine as a third-party plugin. They're not doing this. They're not doing any of those other extra things that we people in this world, when we, that creates for big artists or TV and stuff like that. So when you give a suggestion on what you think the issue is, it can't be people who only use stock instruments, And then when we talk about crash, because that's been another issue. Studio One just crashed in a second. It don't matter. Just on the last stream, or the stream before last, y'all seen it. I'm trying to remember the plugin that crashed Studio One. It was a stock plugin. It was the EQ, wasn't it? Yep, it was the EQ. It was the Pro EQ that crashed Studio One. I kid you not. Because I used to think it was just third party. Nope. It was the stock plugin, guys, that crashed Studio One. And Studio One, I wasn't using a bunch of stuff in Studio One like usual. I had like a few instruments, maybe 2 or 3 at the most. And I wasn't touching the CPU meter. It wasn't dancing at all. It was like minimum, probably like 10% CPU. And as soon as I put the Pro EQ in there, it shut Studio One down, just like that. So, but at the same time, we haven't gotten an update in Studio One. So it's like, it's a freebie. I let it go. It wasn't a big deal. Whatever, I ain't gonna cry about it. Hey, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But now we got 6 on the way, and You said 67 MIDI tracks. Have I ever considered bouncing them? I kind of feel like this conversation is going nowhere. So just based on that, yeah, it's one of the features that I love about Studio One, bouncing in place. I'm gonna tell you what I do. I bounce in place a lot. As soon as I commit to something, absolutely. I also use the explode to pictures. I use that a lot. I love that feature. It's crazy. I see you around sometimes. Hold my beer, and I feel like these. I don't know where your angle is, because I feel like you should know my workflow a little bit. You've seen me bounce in place, and I'm pretty sure you've been on some of the streams where I use Studio One, and you kind of know the concept, right? So you know, yeah, I do, especially when I get up in high numbers like that. Yeah, there is definitely a lot of consolidation that happens. But there are some times where I don't. I just, it's be all VSTs. And I feel like my computer is powerful enough to do that. But when I have like 60 something tracks or whatever, a lot of times it's not instruments. I don't think I ever had 60 something plus instruments in one track. I think that's just ridiculous. Like 10 at the most, probably. I don't think I've ever gotten at that track count like that. I think I did one time, but that's not a usual workflow deal. But with that many tracks, there will be some plugins that we're using, some effects that we're using, and those effects will be doing different things. And if you decrease your block size, those effects won't be really doing what they need to be doing, because you decreasing the block size, which cuts off. It's like it chokes the effects. It chokes what Studio One is supposed to be doing. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, I digress. I had to prove this issue to one of the Presonus team members, and they saw what I was talking about, and we was trying to get this escalated up to the developers and whatnot, and see where it goes from there. This is something it's a common issue. You know, it's just not me. It's a lot of people. Again, if you're working in other DAWs, you never have to worry about these things. Never. Nada, never. Oh man. What up, Taxi? Oh, endless. Like, bro, I was just making a joke. It's all good, man. It's all good. But you know what? I feel like that. When you talk when you talk about because that's been an issue. Like, because I did a video before about the representation of the hip hop world being a part of the Studio One workflow. You know, I felt like it, like if you guys include us people who make hip hop beats and, you know, urban stuff, I felt like the Studio One, the gang, would be even thicker. You know what I mean? It'd be like so much further. But, you know, again, when you go to Presonus page, you see nothing but Joe and Greg doing videos. There's not enough videos centered around the urban community. It's just not. So like people in the urban field will, if you use that to gauge what to use, more than likely you're gonna fall in line with the people who use Ableton Live, because Ableton Live, that community embraces the hip hop community. There's a bunch of people in there that uses, their stuff. And people who use Ableton Live and or FL Studio, when they do music, it doesn't sound cheesy. I'm just saying. I feel like this is another topic I had. Like every time, like I'll use Bitwig. Bitwig is one that kind of mimics this concept right here. So like in Bitwig, if you look at the stuff that says hip hop, the samples in those things is not hip hop. It's gonna sound like some 909s. I mean, it may have been hip hop at one point, but that was like 30 plus, 50 plus years ago. We're not using 909s no more, bro. Like if we're using 909s, we're taking that stuff and we're making it sound different. But hip hop or trap, those kits in a doll like that for electronic people sounds different from the hip hop kits that is produced by Native Instruments. You see what I'm saying? When Native Instruments come out with a kit and they label it and market it around urban community, hip hop, trap, whatever, it's gonna be rewarding. It's gonna be like, dude, this is fire. You wanna know why? Because Native Instruments embraces the hip hop community and they allow people to make the kits, people that is in the industry. For instance, like my boy Snipe Young. Snipe Young is a really great friend of mine, and a Grammy Award winning producer. So if you at that stature, you making it hot, you got hot samples and you know how to create a record and you know how to win an award. So when you putting a kit together, you know what a kit's supposed to sound like, and it's going to be modern. It's going to be according to the sound that comes on radio that you guys love and enjoy, when the radio comes on, stuff like that. So when you say urban, you best to believe that when you see Snipe Young on a pack, it's going to be hitting hard. It's going to be hard drums. It's going to be dope. It's going to have that sound. You know what I'm saying? Versus what presonus would do. Now I feel like they have improved over the years, but like those sounds is like, nah, bro, this is not hip hop. This ain't trap. What concept did they have behind this? This ain't what it is, bro. No, that's not. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of where it is. Like allowing people to come in and make the packs for them that's in the industry like that. That's a part of the community. We don't have enough of that for personas. There's not a lot of us in here, and I'm hoping that can change, but I don't know. Now that Fender is in place, I don't know if I see that coming. So, needless to say, I feel like it might be safe to say, guys, let's just wait till Thursday to see if I'll hang in there or not. If what I see next Thursday, if it hits me in my gut in the way that it's like I can get a message, I can see, I can feel what's going on. If I feel like this is amazing and it represents us and I can see the potential, then I'll stick around. If not, I'm probably going to hang it up, like for good, and I'll just use Studio One to mix, because I do feel like it's dope to mix in. But like as far as production, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not gonna say nothing. We're just gonna wait till the 6th. I mean, we're gonna wait to see what's in 6, see what happens. Let's see what's presonus. I mean, presonus. Let's see what they do, and we'll just kind of go from there. Yeah, you have been saying that we need urban rep. Absolutely. I'm glad you agree with that. I'm getting caught up with the comments. Either you buy a new version of Studio One or pay the fear. Okay, DJ, let me break down. Hopefully this nails it for you. So I'll create the scenario. So DJ View. Okay, so here's what it is. Yeah, there's two ways you can go about this here. When you own Studio One, the perpetual license, and when I say perpetual license, that means you paying $500 to own Studio One, right? Outright, bam. What comes in there? It's going to be the Pro feature, right? It's going to be their top tier feature. What comes in there is going to be a few loops and samples in terms of like sounds and things that it'll automatically come with it. But it's just more so their stock stuff, which is fine. It works, you know what I mean? But what you'll get in there is the basic compressor, the Pro EQ. You're going to get a couple of reverbs in there. You're going to get the impact, the basic. You know, you're gonna get all the instruments that comes in all versions. Well, the pro version, you get sample one, which samples the sampler. You know, anything you bring it in. So like you bring in the 808 or bass or whatever sample, right? You put it in sample one. That's your sampler, and you play it like a regular sampler. You know, if you're dealing with samples, right? So that's gonna come in there. You have impact, which is your drum machine. That's typical, right? And then you're gonna have as much tracks as you can to do whatever you do. You know what I mean? You can, you know, do normal stuff, you know, like typical stuff you see me do here on the channel. And that's pretty much it. And if Studio One, like, okay, you get 5.0, say you buy it right now, the perpetual license, 6 comes out, you may or may not want to upgrade. That's fine. 7 comes out, you don't have to upgrade if you don't want to, because you still own the perpetual license of Studio One. 8, 9, 10. Now we in Studio One 10.0. You still have 5 because you feel like 5 is doing everything you needed to do. By the way, there are some people who are still working in 3.0. I kid you not. There are some people who never updated to 5. But my point is, you bought that copy. You don't pay no monthly subscription. You don't have anything extra. You just have that. Your money might be going towards other things, like having complete. You feel like, I would rather spend money to have some of the stuff I can do with those sounds. There are a lot of people who do that. Great. And you own that as well, because you pay for complete 14, blah blah, whatever, or any other sample packs that you buy. You buy packs from me, you own that. That's yours. You do whatever you want in Studio One 5, right? Because you own it. That's it. That's it. That's all. And that's it. That there's nothing more I can say. That's just it. You own that. That's it. You don't want to pay a monthly subscription. Now, if you want the extra stuff, then that's when you pay to have the Sphere account. What comes in Sphere? More samples, more loops, more effect plugins. An account that gives you a cloud service like Dropbox. Now you can collaborate with other people, and people can upload files to that. They can download files from there. That's all a part of the Sphere deal. You can do that while owning Studio One 5, right? So you can have it's like a power up, but that's a monthly subscription to have those extra features, right? The other way, the other person or the other scenario to that can be someone who don't have Studio One at all, period. They don't have nothing, but they want to get started. Those people can pay the monthly subscription to have Sphere and also have access to 5 or 6, because we're getting really close to 6. They have access to Studio One through that subscription model, plus all of the extra features that I just mentioned, right? You follow me? But the moment you stop paying, you say the next month I don't have enough money to pay, or I just can't afford it, or I'm not doing music right now, so I'm gonna stop. You think that you're gonna go in Studio One 5 to do something, but you won't be able to do it because you didn't pay for that month. Because everything is subscription model at that point. Only if you have perpetual license of Studio One will you be able to go in Studio One 5. And if you didn't pay the Sphere, like say you the one who also is paying to have a Sphere account, if you did not pay for that month, you won't have access to all of the extra sounds and effects that you were using that's only allocated towards owning Sphere. But you'll have access to 5 and everything 5 has to offer, or whatever Studio One version you have. You see what I'm saying? So it's actually 3 different people, to be honest with you. You could be one. You could be the one who owns Studio One and all of the basic pro features that comes with it and nothing else, and you own it forever. That's the first person. The second person can be you own 5, the perpetual license of that, just like the first person, but you want to take advantage of extra stuff, have extra loops and samples and blah, 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 this things and that and the other. But you're going to pay a monthly price in addition to what you already bought. Like you own 5, like the first person, but you could be own 5 and have extra stuff. That's going to be you, the second person, which means that you have extra stuff. But if you stop paying for the Sphere account, no worries. You still have 5 to fall back on. You can still open Studio One at any point and be able to use it with no problem. You just won't be able to use Sphere because you didn't pay for it. But when you pay for Sphere, you have access to all of the extra available stuff that comes with Sphere. You see what I'm saying? That's the second person. So that's the difference between 1 and 2. Number 3 is the person who don't want to own 5 and don't want to own 5 and have extra stuff, because that costs more money. But you, the third person, you just have $15 a month to have access to a program, and you also have access to Studio One 5 You have access to all the samples and all the extra plugins, and whatever personas produce, new content, new presets, blah 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 blah. Because you're paying a monthly subscription, you have access to everything they produce. You also have access to all of the university videos inside your account and all of the things I explained. Right? So there's 3 persons. Which one are you? That's how Studio One owning the perpetual license versus owning the Sphere account. It just depends on which one are you. I hope that I explained that once and for all, and we never have to visit that topic again. All right. There's a lot of damage controlling that Studio One users and developers do it, and you can't fix. Just leave it alone. Don't make it excuse. What's up, Camas Entertainment? Totally agree. I agree. DJ Vu, Studio One is committed to the highest quality and professional approach to music creation process. I agree. I have Studio One 5 and not touching it because of the crashes, and I have MacBook Pro Max. Wow. Well, hopefully it'll be fixed in 6.0. I agree with you on Presonus Urban, which is why I prefer to be Gregor or Mooney. I saw your video about Presonus Urban, and I agree with you. That's why I was making a joke. Oh, it's all good, bro. All good. All good. All good. All good. Again, like, that's kind of how I feel about Presonus. You know what I mean? Like, because they don't have a urban like community, so to speak. People like me and some other people that use Studio One, I feel like we're the only ones on YouTube that creates the urban community, but it's not something that Presonus push on their site or, you know, like their videos and whatnot. But whenever they do stuff like that, like they, you know, there's a urban feel, or, you know, like when they do stuff, some of their tutorial videos, or like introducing the new mixer or the new live speakers or something like that, the music that plays in the background got urban vibes. Like lately, that's what they be doing. It's got an urban vibe to it, but it's like, that's it. And some of that stuff be like, I feel like the producers that make those beats are people that don't usually make urban music. Like, oh, we're gonna pay one of our guitar players to come up with something, and we're gonna use that for the video. You instead of like reaching out to people like me, like, man, can you make some music for this commercial? You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like that. You know, instead of reaching out to people like that, you know, it's gonna be like a cheesy sounding track. But they've gotten better though. They've gotten better. I have to say, the sound has improved. I've been listening. Like, oh, okay, this is a dope track. All right, but that's about it. That's about the only urban thing ever. They're not doing any live streams with people in the urban world. Like, the day that you guys see me on their channel, I don't know when that, you know, I look forward to that day, but, you know, I don't really, you know, it's nothing in my thought frame. I'm not really, it is what it is, you know what I mean? Next Thursday is D-Day. Absolutely. Presonus. Y'all want to know who came up with presonus? It was I think it was Al B. Shore. If y'all ever see that name around here, he's the one who came up with that name. I was like, brilliant. Presonus. When Machine came out, it was supposed to be the next Akai MPC. I don't know. I mean, yeah, in the digital world, I think that was the concept, but I didn't really see that one. I didn't really see it. I just saw it as, oh, okay, it's another Machine or NPC like type thing. But when I got involved with Machine, I'm just reflecting back on it, like the first day when I first, got on board. I just thought it was something totally different. And even then, like Native Instruments at that point, they were more so electronic based techno. There wasn't a lot of urban when I bought the Machine around that time. They call it the groove box. You know what I'm saying? The groove box is not a term you use in the urban world. This groove box is for like more so people that's like DJs coming up with stuff on the fly, live type scenario, that type of thing. Wasn't really for like hip hop, trap, whatever. And then that style wasn't really a big thing at that point anyway. Trap was like kind of starting to come into its own. Wasn't a lot of urban representation there, but now it is. They changed that. We here. There's a lot of urban. Yeah, and in fact, it's like they woke up, they noticed what's going on. And you can even see what's going on their new thing that they have going on with the Sound Wide deal. You go on that website and see all of the merge between the different manufacturing companies. You got Alicia Keys as a part of that board, and some other people, some other urban people on there. Like, makes sense. You got people like that sitting up there, a part of the team. I mean, it can only go up from here, right? Personas make church trap. Trapping for Jesus. That's funny. Oh my gosh. I don't know why that was so funny to me. Oh, this is really dope. What up? On the check-in, if anyone from the Personas user community will be qualified to give their input, I would say it's you, bro. I appreciate that, man. I really do. I appreciate y'all support, man. Y'all are amazing. I really do. I appreciate everything. Everybody that's been sticking with me on these videos and supporting me or has given me some type of monetary gift at whatever point, I appreciate everything. You know what I'm saying? The community is only getting stronger. I'm just trying to grow it. With that being said, give you guys that are viewing, if you are new here, I appreciate you if you should subscribe to the channel. And you also want to turn on, just customize your bell icon, because sometimes you can miss videos if you don't have it set for all updates. All video uploads or whatever. So just change that. And also thumbs up on the video. Because that helps the algorithm. That helps YouTube put them in check. You know what I'm saying? Put them in place. Because YouTube be tripping. It's like they just have a mind on their own. Like, bruh. Like, they won't even show my videos to my own subscribers. You know what I'm saying? Like, really? All these people that subscribe and you can't show my video to them, like, bro, that's just so. That's the world we live in. You know, just people don't want you to be great. You gotta push your own greatness. It's like you gotta force it. Like, look, I'm great, and you gonna know about it. I'm telling you right now, I'm great. That's just what it is. You gotta make people see it. You know what I mean? So the expectations of Studio One users are high, and hope that the developers of the programs will take into account tips and expectations of the producers who use this DAW. Absolutely. They know what's going on, and I know they Presonus watches me, and I know that. Yeah, absolutely. The expectation is very high. Yeah, it's been like that for a while, and you know what they've done so far. Like I say, I mean, they did a great job. I love the DAW, but it's just, for me, it's just the creativity thing is lacking. Like if y'all understand the stuff I've kind of been complaining about, it's not Studio One being horrible. It's never that. It's the limitations in there, and stuff that inspires new creativity. See, because when I'm in Studio One, the only thing that inspires me is when I'm using, my plugins, my third-party plugins. But I realize a lot of you guys don't have those plugins. You know what I'm saying? And for me, like, what the DAW can do on its own, it's no inspiration there as well. You know, like some of the things, like, for instance, like I said earlier, the note effects. If Studio One at its current state was all that it was, then Persona should be focused on improving what it already does. The note effects never got touched. You see what I'm saying? They haven't gotten touched in a while. So if they don't add another instrument or another plugin effect, at least attack the note effects. That right there by itself will change the game, I feel. I think a lot of people will be excited about using those in terms of resulting to purchase other tools to do some stuff that can be done inside the DAW. Because Studio One is already powerful. It's just, I've made mentions of the clip lines, but we don't need it. But it would be cool, just like everybody else doing it. How come we can't get it? Stuff like that. But it is what it is. It's all good. Let's hope we don't have to pay above and beyond for the update. Noted. That is a hope. Trust me. They need to realize the power in its users. You and Dilio T2K been putting on for the Studio One and Personas Urban. Look, that would be cool. I need to call Dilio. Like, hey man, let's do a video together. Let's do something together, bro. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. I don't know. Dilio is a cool guy. I like him. He's, yeah. Really dope guy. Quails is in the building. What's up, Quails? Say you kind of scared that Fender will mess things up. Hey man, bruh, don't speak like that, bruh. Don't speak like that. He said, what's up, DM? He said, that's a fact. Note effects are a dope concept, but it's not in your face. You have to pass so many great third-party tools to get to persona stuff. Scalar killed the chord track. You know, see, here's the other thing. If what we're experiencing, and I'm talking in terms of like software crashing, because some people think that it's because we used our third-party plugins, and that might be true. But if we are to prevent using, like, you know what I mean, like, who don't use third-party, like, what world do you live in? But that tends to be what people say. Well, because you're using third-party plugins, you know, that's why you're experiencing crashes. Hey, bro, really? Are you serious? Are you serious right now, bro? Like, who's using? It's a nice amount of people who use only stock stuff. That's great. There's a community for people who use only stock stuff, and you get a certain sound. You get a certain sound for sure. You get a certain kind of sound, but like, when you doing stuff for certain people and certain, like, it depends on what you're doing. If you're going to upgrade to Ozone 10 to get the sound that Ozone 10 produced, you're not going to get that with stock sound. I can promise you that, bro. You're not going to get the same stuff under the same results as you would stock stuff in Studio One. I can promise you. Oh gosh, I can so promise you that. But the community wants to say, well, you know, the reason why your system is crashing is because you're using third-party plugins. I've heard them, I've seen them say that. So what are we supposed to do? But if we don't have updated stuff in Studio One, like, what the hell are we supposed to do? When we want to get arpeggiators, like dope arpeggiators that's doing some advanced stuff, and chords, it's the same chord presets inside of Studio One. So what are we supposed to do? What we supposed to do? So it's more attractive to go grab third-party plugins or sample packs from other people. You know what I'm saying? You feel what I'm saying? Outdated plugins, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, that definitely plays a part in Studio One crashing. But I want to hear your response when you tell me why the Pro EQ crashed Studio One last week on the stream. I love to hear. I love to hear what you have to say about that. If I had to find the stream I did, and it wasn't 67 tracks. It was like 2 or 3 tracks, something like that. When I put the Pro EQ in there, Studio One's plugin, it crashed Studio One. So I would love to hear. I love to hear that one. And there was another time where I'm trying to remember what plugin it was. It was, and I thought I was going crazy. It was Presence. Presence crashed Studio one time for me a while back. Yep, it was Presence. And I'm like, what the hell's going on? What was? I don't know. So it's not just third-party plugins that crash Studio One. It's just anything that It could be anything, and it could be any reasons. Like there's a lot of factors that play that would crash a program. You know, um, that speaks to the stability of students. Again, Studio One hasn't gotten an update. Actually, it wasn't even that. It wasn't even that. This was before we came to a halt. To be honest with you, because that when Studio One's own stock stuff crashed, Studio One. This was when they were still doing like regular updates. So it was, you know. Say Ozone 10. I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you, man. Um shit, I love how it is with you. Whenever you use any DAW you make excellent production, and that's what it's all about. Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate that. By the way, that's what it all boils down to. That's what it all boils down to. Um, that's what it all boils down to. It don't matter what you use. It's just you find the software that works best for you, and you use that, learn it like the back of your hand, and make that do the best for you. You know what I mean? And that's ultimately the best DAW. So yeah, Brightly, yeah. Everybody's situation is different, of course. You know, everybody's situation is different. You work on a Mac. Some people work on a PC. The way your computer is configured is a factor. You know, like Hold My Beer said, it could be your updated versions of your plugin. It's a lot of factors. You know, whatever happened, like operating system updates can play. Your hard drive that's connected can play a part. You know, it can be the power source coming in that's feeding your computer. That could be a factor. The network can play a part. It's all types of things that could happen that can go wrong. Files being crossed, files being overwritten, files being accidentally deleted. It's all types of stuff going on. Stuff that hangs up. You know, the other factor is like, you shutting down your computer every night or whenever you're not using it. Because I know some people who just will keep their computer on like forever, and then you wonder why things hang up or your stuff dies or fry faster. You know, there's a lot of factors that plays into the stability of your program. But that is also the other reason why I use Bitwig. Bitwig handles third-party plugins and effects a little bit differently, so it won't crash the program. It'll just crash in the sandbox, which is, what holds those plugins that allow them. It catches things before it crashes everything. You know what I'm saying? Now, if Studio One comes up with a way to do that, that would be like crazy. That would be out of this world. That'd be next planet type stuff right there. Because Studio One is doing it. You know what I'm saying? That's why it would be that way. But Bitwig is already doing that. Now, Brightly, I mean, it depends on what you're doing, though. I don't know how long you've been here. I've only seen your name today, so I don't know how long you've been like subscribed to the channel, or if you even watch like my workflow. If you use Studio One like me, and you never have these issues, then you might just be lucky. But again, your system is different from mine. What you have on your system can play a big part in the result of the performance. And I'll tell you this as well. There are some days that I'm using Studio One and I'm using like a bunch of stuff in there that I know will crash Studio One, and it don't crash, and I'm impressed. Like there was one time that I was using Studio One and I was mixing this project that was like 100+ tracks, all waves, by the way, but it was plug-in heavy, plug-in galore. Because I had a lot of issues with some of the stuff that was in it, like the drums. I had to re-EQ the drums, reprocess those. The vocal, there was vocal editing. I had to fix some vocals because the vocalist that was singing was not really that great at singing, but I tried to make him sound like Janet Jackson anyway. You know what I'm saying? So I had to use Melodyne to fix some stuff in there. Delays, effects, side chaining, all types of stuff going on, and using Isotope to, well, not in that project. I didn't use, well, I think I did. Maybe I did use Isotope for mastering because I was lazy. So I use Isotope, I believe. Isotope and Slate on the master. I think it was an F8. I think it was a gray one for my glue compression, and I may have had the CTC one on there for console. Give me that I guess the SSL sound, and I was impressed. I was impressed with how Studio One handled all of that. 100+ track record. It was a lot of stuff going on in that project. I had a big horn section, a big string section, orchestral drums, real live drums, 2 bass players on there like doing different things. I had a big guitar section, a full on background singers, alto, soprano, tenor, the whole nine. It was several lead singers on that song. It was a lot going on in that song, and Studio One handled itself. I was impressed. So there are good days and there are some bad days. I feel like it just depends on what you're doing, I guess. Even on the streams, when I'm doing stuff on the streams, some days Studio One never crashes, and some days it just does. You just can never tell what will happen, but hopefully over time I saw Presonus make some updates, and they did something to address the situation, so they are aware, they know what's going on, which is why now you can go in, and if something crashes Studio One, there is a dialogue that happens, and they tell you, hey, this plugin crashed Studio One, so they know what's going on. I guess it's kind of, I also felt like there's kind of a way of pacifying us. You know what I mean? Well, we can't really prevent from all crashes or whatever. We'll at least give you something that tells you what crashed your system, and you'll know what's going on. And so you have the option to deactivate that plugin, or you just know you have a way of knowing what's going on. And it don't all the time be the updated plugins either. All the plugins are updated and it still crashes. So that's not I'm just going to go with the fact that it could be anything. All types of issues could arise. You know, it's just one of those things where sometimes it does, sometimes it don't. It depends on what you're doing. Maybe what you did earlier, you know, when you sent that email early on your computer, maybe that's what triggered it. You know, like something like that. You know, it's like it's always an ongoing thing that happens and you can never really explain it. You said cost of living these days, I can't afford to leave my computer on 20. Exactly. I think that's just wise anyway. See, when you have a computer, that's an investment. That's an investment right there. Like, why would you leave your computer on at all times? Now, I get it, you know, when ideas comes, you want to be able to like lay down those ideas and concepts and you know, great. But your computer is just like you know, you need your rest. So shut down your computer. Things do wear down. Just like us. We wear out, we wear down. Your computer is a machine, but guess what? They don't make these parts to last forever, which is why there are people in place to make money to repair your ish, which is why they create things to break. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, it's not going to last forever. So take care of your gear. Shut your computer down when you're not using it. Let it rest. Things hang up over time when you leave your stuff. So when I finish the stream, I'm gonna work a little bit, you know, do whatever I do. But when I know I'm walking away for the night, I shut my job down. So my computer sleeps really well at night. Absolutely. It's on for hours, which is why I give it a chance to shut down and recalibrate and do what it does. You know what I'm saying? And I try to do it even with my phone. Like, it's so easy to plug your phone in, the charger, but I let it die down sometimes. You know, recalibrate itself, rethink, because some things, things just hang up sometimes. You know, so you know, absolutely, I try to shut all my computers down. It's only wise to do it that way, because if your system break down, it's because you keep it running forever. You keep it running forever, and then now you got to go buy a new computer. You know what I'm saying? That's just you keep your stuff longer. I'll tell y'all right now. This is how much I love Apple products. I have an iMac that I bought in 2010. I think it's like over 10 years old. Does it still cut on? Absolutely. How fast does it run? The same as it did when I first bought it. Smooth, no problem, no issues. Better yet, I have a MacBook Pro that I bought, and it's older than that, because that was what I was using. I was using the MacBook Pro for a long time. That one I bought in 2003, 2001, something like that, like early on. So probably almost like either 15 years or 20 years I had this thing. My very first MacBook Pro. The only thing that's wrong with it is the battery. I didn't replace the battery. The battery went dead. I tried replacing it, like cheap knockoffs, and those batteries didn't last. But the computer still cuts on without no problem, ever. That thing runs so smooth, but it's outdated. So I couldn't really do, all I could do is like check my email and you know, browse on the internet or whatever. That's about it. But all of the plugins have gotten an update, and operating system is like 20 plus updates. You know what I'm saying? So that I can't get the, and even Chrome was like, hey, Chrome, you need to update, but your computer is outdated. You can't get the, you know what I'm saying? So it's like that, but that thing still cuts on. It's almost 20 years old, still cuts on. But I just have to like like plugging in the wall. That's the thing with that. But other than that, the thing is great. So I've always just been in love with Macs because of that. I had a PC that lasted 3 years and died. That was it. It's like, but that was before I got Macs. And that was a desktop, and it's crazy, yo. Like, yeah, I just made up my mind I'll never have a PC. We y'all talking about Bitwig? I said, yeah, Bitwig is dope for the crashing issues. Yeah, absolutely. I say at some point Ableton Live is too. Ableton Live will still crash, but it's Ableton Live. I feel like it's more stable than Studio One. But you can crash Ableton. I've crashed Ableton a few times, but yeah, like I say, Ableton is solid. They're cool. Okay, Brightly, that's what's up. We want to congratulate Brightly for joining the channel. I hope to see you more often. Basically what we do here is we have live streams like this. Usually I'm doing beat making. I'm creating stuff live on it, but today we just talking about Studio One, just kind of have, that type of conversation. But tomorrow maybe I'll probably be on here live making the beat, you know what I mean? Kind of go through the paces. I don't know what I'm gonna be using though. Maybe use Ableton, Bitwig, or I might be in Studio One. Who knows? But yeah, that's just kind of the vibes here. It's what we do. Make beats. There's a lot of tutorials that I make as well. Review videos on different plugins and different things happening. Everything here, music production, is kind of what we do here on the channel. The Slim is in the building. What up? I wish Studio 1.6 has warm recording. Warm recording. I want to ask, what do you mean by that? And I feel like that has to do with the interface you're using. Like maybe there's like two preamps, we talking like the quality, if that's what you mean. When you say warm, I think that's going to be the preamps, whatever preamps that you're using to record. You know what I'm saying? That might be what you have to do. MC Shati. Man, these names are interesting. We have to be related. It's impossible. Do you have Kennedys in your family? Nope. I don't think so. Say no diss to the PC, but Apple is lit. I agree. Mellow, I see you on to something here. 11. Huh. Introduction of something new. Hey man, if that's what's going on, then that means that's what it is. Makes sense though, because Fender is in the picture now. You know what I mean? Like that's already new. So the next new thing coming from the house of presonus. I'll be sticking around, man, for sure. I appreciate it. Also, guys, we're here on Discord, so I would love to like get to know everybody more. Discord, creative.art/Discord. That's where we are as well. It's just a cool community to be a part of. If you wish to go further and deeper into some of these topics and things like that, we can have a whole discussion about these. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. We can get a lot deeper on the Discord channel. So, we'd love to see you guys there. Well says K-Sound is definitely the guy for Studio One. I appreciate you. What's up, Javion? What's happening? We hit on quite some topics. We derailed a few times, but we had a good discussion today. So again, for those of you that did not see the video, here is the video. September 29th. Activity begins here. This is a video that is posted on Presonus YouTube channel. It was posted today. We went live. We kind of just having discussion about it, and up until that point, I don't know. We'll try to grab more information if we can about it. If there's some things leaked, I don't know. I can't be sure about it. But we'll continue the conversation on Discord. That's why I showed y'all the website to go to. So if y'all go there, join us on Discord. We can continue the conversation. And we can only hope for the best. We can only hope for the best. Also, I am a music instructor. I teach music production. I have several Studio One videos on the Creative U site, creative.art. So if you guys feel inclined to visit that site, creativeu.art, I have like stuff that just breaks things down, more of a slow pace deal. I have a lot of information about how to produce music in this Studio One Fresh Start course specifically. I really took that course and just sat down with that one and explained like a bunch of stuff that Studio One has to offer in terms of features and what you can and can't do, different techniques and things like that. So that's on the creativeu.art site. Just pay attention to the spelling, KREATVEU. That's the university website, and you can learn a little bit more about Studio One if this is your deal. There's also machine courses on there. If you want to learn how to mix vocals, that's on there. A lot of times we do beats and whatever, but like we don't really deal with vocals a lot. If you get a vocal project, also just making your beats wide and punchy, that's there's some stuff on there for that. MB Justice, what's up? So tapping in. I missed the bulk of the conversation. Hopefully the update is amazing. That's what we all are hoping for. We hope that the update is amazing, and hope that everybody that's new here subscribe to the channel. Look forward to seeing you guys next time. Don't be a stranger. Likes up on the video. Likes up. Let's get these likes up even more. We got a few people who came through. Even Presonus is watching. What's up, Presonus? I don't know who's from Fender is watching, but what's up, Fender? What's up to everybody that's watching? Everybody that's not commenting. You know, lurkers and all, haters and all. What's up? What's up to everybody? Appreciate you. Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate you tuning in from Twitch once again. We got Twitch and Twitter and Facebook on deck, so I appreciate everybody who chimed in. Yeah, Mello. Hey, at least 50. You know what I'm saying? I know I had at least 200 people who came through and watched this video. Can we get at least 50 likes? At least. I could probably tell you right now how many people that came through. Okay, we got 50 likes. It looks like. I appreciate it, but we got 500 views, yo. 500 people viewed this video and only 50 likes. So yeah, let's get these likes up. I appreciate it. I really do. Yep. Absolutely. Appreciate it, guys. But I think that's all I have right now. You know, we've been on here for a minute. For those of you that are chiming in now, feel free to rewatch the archive. You know, this video will be here. I'm not going to take it down, but you have the option to go back and start from the start of the video and kind of catch some points and things that were made. You know, my interaction to some of the questions and things that people said, things like that. If you care about that, you can definitely do that. I really do appreciate that. Once again, subscribe to the channel and, you know, give me thumbs up. I appreciate it. If you don't, that's fine. You can give me thumbs down if you want to. It is what it is. I realize that everybody is different. They have a different way of interacting with people. You know what I mean? I don't have content that will please everybody. I'm okay with that. I'm cool with it. I'm a big boy. I can handle thumbs down. It is what it is. The rest, if that's what you feel like I deserve, please go ahead and give me thumbs down. It is what it is. But you know, what can I say? I prefer thumbs up. But you know, it ain't for everybody. People typing up Studio 16 and your video comes up on YouTube. Yeah, man, I try to be on it. You know what I'm saying? When I saw that, I was like, bro, we're going live right now. We're going live right now. We're gonna talk about this here. Because when you look at the personas, their video gives no content, which might be good. You know, that's enough information right there. Studio 16 is coming. That's what we've been waiting on, because other than that, we don't know what's going on. So now that we have something solid, okay, we have something to look forward to. So, all right, Studio 16 is coming. Now, mark your calendars. We looking at September 29th, and it looks like it said 11 a.m. Central Standard Time, right? I won't be able to do anything at that time, but best believe there will be a stream set up for later on that day. We will talk about Studio 16 next Thursday. I don't know what time yet, but we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? And that's it. That's all. I would usually be trying to make a beat right now, but I think I'm gonna say that for tomorrow. Well, it depends. I gotta see what my schedule is, and it depends what what I got going on tomorrow. Who knows? Looking forward to it. Yeah. Cool. You said it'd be some time after 11 a.m. on our time. It says Central Standard Time. I'm on Central Standard Time. So I'll be looking at the video at 11. You best believe it. I won't be just like you guys watching the video, seeing what's going on. But I will be making my notes, and I will be. Yeah, we're gonna have some things to talk about. That's gonna be a heavy day. Yeah, absolutely. So I'm looking forward to it, guys. Once again, guys, subscribe. What's up, J Beats? Subscribe. Likes up, thumbs up. Let's get these thumbs up. I'm looking at 52 likes. That's what I see on my end. 500 people that is viewing or that viewed at some point, and only 52 likes. Ain't that something? Man, give me them likes, man. Give me them likes. Let me get them likes from y'all. I just come in and just let me get them likes. Let's bring them likes up some. You know what I mean? Let's talk about Studio 16 in a week. See y'all in a week. about Studio 16 that is, but there would definitely be like information posting on this channel in between time. But appreciate you, Quails. I appreciate everybody who commented, joining and showing love, man. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate everybody. But till next time, guys. Peace. Some people will catch what I just did. But anyway, music is art. You the artist. Paint your picture. Stay creative without rules, guys. See y'all next time.